Well, good evening, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me over the 1980s music, which I know very well. Right now you are watching Coach Dwayne Moore doing batting practice with Orlando Jones as we are a few minutes away from starting this baseball game. My name is Bill Maharis. Next to me is my counterpoint, Doug Cook. And this is Press Box Overtime, coming to you live from the beautiful campus of Cocoa High School here in Cocoa, Florida. Doug and I both have a connection to Cocoa, and we're going to go over that in a minute. I'm embarrassed to say, Doug, this is the first time we've been to Cocoa for any sporting event, but it's great to be here. Doug, what do you think? Even though Doug didn't go to this Cocoa High, he went to the other Cocoa High. What do you think, Doug? Beautiful evening.
Yeah, it's a beautiful evening. Good to be back here. You know, I was the head football coach here back in the 80s, and really feels good to be back here at Cocoa High School.
Yeah, Doug was head coach football, undefeated, I think, until you got to regionals. Is that right?
Yeah, lost in regional.
Lost by a point. Does that sound?
7-6. Naples Wheeler, yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a great connection here, and we're going to get into a little bit during the broadcast. He's got two sons that played baseball. Both make it to the minor leagues. I can't remember.
Both made it to the minor league. Yep.
So when we go over anything authentic about baseball, that's the guy right there. When you just want to hear somebody talk, yeah, that's me. I am a proud Cocoa High School graduate, I'm happy to say. And actually, small world. Let me flip it around here real quick. Let me find my little screen. The young man on the left, one of the umpires tonight, is Demetrius Green. He is also a graduate of Cocoa High School. Same year. I don't want to tell you which year because then you'll start doing the math and figure out how old we are. But so tell me a little bit, Doug. One of your sons was a pitcher.
Right. Yeah. Aaron was a pitcher from Rockledge High School, and went on to play at University of Tampa. They won the national championship there. And then he was drafted and played with the Angels in the minor leagues for about 6 years.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, and then Brian, my other son, he played at Rockledge too, and they won the state championship there in 2004. And as a matter of fact, had to beat Cocoa twice to get out of there.
Yes.
And I've got another son, Connor, who played at Satellite High School and went on to play college baseball. So we are a baseball family.
And I was at that game. I think Cocoa was maybe ranked first in the state. Yes. In that one game that you all played them in Rockledge, if there wasn't 4,000 people there, that's one of those games where everybody said they were there. Oh, it was packed.
It was.
I think my good friend James Rowe, one of his sons, I think, played in that game.
He played.
And if I remember correctly, Rockledge went into districts with a losing record.
Oh, they were 12-16, actually, and went on to win the state championship.
And then won that. Let me flip around here real quick. We've got the coaches meeting at home plate. That is Coach Solis from Cocoa High School. I've known Mr. Solis for several years when he was the athletic director at Space Coast. Turned that baseball program around, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that during the game. When I was the county athletic director, he was a big help to me as I got my feet wet. And in front of him is Coach Dwayne Moore. I believe, if I read it correctly, Mr. Moore is in his third year coaching Orlando Jones, while Eusebio Solis is in his second year here at Cocoa High School. These two teams did play a few weeks ago on March the 21st over at Orlando Jones, and Cocoa came out ahead 15-2. So let me ask you, Doug, being a coach and having three kids that played baseball, you know, when you have a game like that where you come out on the low end by that much of a margin, Coach Moore, what's he looking for today? I mean, not saying he's not looking to win. What is he looking for after coming off playing a team that you lost 15-2? What would he hope to get accomplished?
Well, hopefully they've improved since they played Cocoa, and you know, he's going to definitely try to win the game. But he knows, and the players know, that it's going to be a tough opposition to play tonight, especially at the home field here at Cocoa. I know they're having a special event tonight, too, so I'm sure Cocoa players are pumped up. But the coach is he's got his kids ready, I'm sure. And, coming all the way over here from Orlando. Orlando Jones has a great athletic program.
Yes, they do.
Great football, track, basketball. So I'm looking for a competitive game tonight.
Yeah, and you know, and I think that's a good point. Sure, you're always going to go into a contest wanting to win. And, you know, he's probably got some statistics, like when I helped coach lacrosse at Satellite, that, you know, we want to have a better batting average maybe than the last game, or score more runs, a better ERA, so that even if they leave today's game with a loss, build on some of those positives that maybe did not occur a couple of weeks ago.
Looks like he's got a young team.
It does, yeah.
They're gaining experience, so he's going to have his work cut out tonight.
Doug did mention that tonight is a special night, and I'll be honest with you, we've done a lot of baseball games, we've done some football, did a basketball game at Cocoa Beach. This is probably one of the most special games that we have done. And when I talked to Coach Solis about, give me a home game, something that you got an event going on or something that Doug and I can come up to. And when he told me about tonight's contest, I told him stop there. There's nothing else. So a young man, unfortunately, passed suddenly last year, Larry Makela. Huge in the community. I was talking to his wife Laura earlier. I'm surprised we never crossed paths, or if we did, we didn't know that we did. He was a coach here at Cocoa High School. He helped out with basketball, I believe football, helped out my good friend James Rowe coaching golf. He was a volunteer, senior volunteer of the year at my alma mater, Cambridge Elementary School, and he was also an official with MCOA Officials Association. Tonight, his wife Laura Makela is going to throw out the ceremonial pitch, and she's going to throw it to her son, who is the starting pitcher, Thomas Makela, who will catch that ball. So let's listen a little bit to the announcer, and the ceremonial pitch is coming up soon.
Line up down the first base line as we call your number. Leading off, number 5 playing shortstop, or number 1 playing shortstop, Jets. Batting second, number 5 playing center field, Porter.
This is the lineup for Orlando Jones visiting Tigers.
Number 3 playing pitcher tonight, Massey. Batting fourth, number 2. Actually pitching tonight is Tillman. Batting fifth, number 55. Playing third base, Williams. Batting sixth, number 12. Playing second base, Pierre. Batting seventh, number 10. Playing left field, Dennison. Batting eighth, number 8. DH tonight, Wiggins. DH for number 9. Playing right field, Martinez. Batting 10th, number 65, catcher, Black.
That's the starting lineup for the visiting Tigers of Orlando Jones. And here is the hometown Tigers of Cocoa High School.
Batting first, number 4, playing right field, Mike Jones. Batting second, number 16, DH tonight, Raiden Smith. DH for number 5, doing the pitching tonight, Thomas Makela. Batting third, number 13, playing first base, Rogan Crockett. Batting fourth, number 1, playing center field, Bryce Dentino. Batting fifth, number 15, playing left field, AJ Contreras. Batting sixth, number 11, shortstop tonight, Liam Rainey. Batting seventh, number 16, playing second base, Brandon McClue.
Again, as a reminder, the starting pitcher, Thomas Makela, is the young man whose father did pass last year, and he's going to catch the ceremonial pitch from his mom, Laura. So pretty special indeed.
Your subs for Cocoa, number 3, Ant Palmater. Number 21, Izzy Bird.
That's a very difficult thing for a young
Number 82, Liam Wynn. Number 22, Cameron Graves. Number 12, Jackson Brock.
Absolutely.
And number 10, Pablo Abrego.
And where is... Oh, there's the flag.
At this time, please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
National anthem here as the visiting Tigers of Orlando Jones face our Cocoa High School Tigers.
Tonight we have a very special evening in store for you. We're here to honor.
Well, we know one thing, Bill, that
Larry Makela.
Tigers are going to win tonight.
Yeah, pretty much.
A proud father and a proud husband for the 32926 area here. At this time, we're going to have Laura Makela, his wife, come out and give the first pitch for tonight. And doing the catching for the first pitch will be Thomas Makela. And then after the first pitch, she'll come out over and say a word or two.
You know, Doug, we talk a lot about on Press Box Overtime where sports is more than just a game, and I think tonight epitomizes that Miss Makela is going to throw out the ceremonial pitch to her son, who is a senior this year, and again, in honor of Mr. Makela. How about that? How about that?
Good arm.
Listen, no offense, Stephen A. Smith, but she just put you to shame.
We see where the kid gets his arm.
Exactly. That was awesome. That was great. That's going to be a memory that will live on forever. And I'm thinking, Doug, that ball might be put somewhere in a special place too.
Yeah, I would say so.
As that goes. But that was good stuff. And again, we're going to talk a little bit about Larry. He was a volunteer, an official. He was a coach. And again, and I'm just going to say this to people that are watching, you know, we don't dictate how long we have on this earth, but we dictate on what we do. And here's Laura talk a little bit about Larry.
He loved kids, he loved all y'all part of that. And thank you for love y'all.
All right, that was again Laura Makela. Tonight's remembering her husband Larry.
This game will be live stream on Facebook, on Press Box at Bill Harris and Doug Cook. But when I first got the job last year, Larry was the first person that gave me a call over the summer and welcomed me with open arms. We were a negative in the baseball account, and he was the golf coach or assistant golf coach, and he donated hats for us last year. So he got us up and running and got us going in the right direction. And I think every day that I was able to meet Larry, and rest in peace. He was a great man, and we all miss him.
That was head baseball coach Eusebio Solis, because Larry was actually, I believe, their pitching coach last year. And a friend of mine just stopped by, James Rowe, graduate here at Cocoa High School, basketball coach, won a state championship, I believe, in about '04. And he sent me some words that I'm going to read tonight about his friend Larry. Larry went on to help him coach golf and was actually helping him coach last year when he unexpectedly passed. So, you know, just a great outpouring of affection for this young man. And like I said, Doug, we can't control the time we're here, but we can control what we do. And he fulfilled it pretty good.
It sounds like it. He's very popular and sounds like a great father and husband, and community loves him. So he definitely made an impact on the sporting events here in the city of Cocoa. So he will be dearly missed.
Yeah, and again, this is nice of Coach Solis to have a game in his honor. So this is the first pitch. Let's see, we got up first Orlando Jones, a visiting team. And I'm trying to look here. Let's see. I know I have the names. Oh, one. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, a little bingo out to shortstop. Throw over to first. Got him out. Let me tell you what. That kid's got some speed. He only beat him by 1 or 2 steps.
Yeah,
so
good throw from the shortstop,
yeah.
Rainey over there.
You know, it's funny. Slow pitch softball I was good at. Baseball, not so much. You forget just how far these kids got to throw when they go from shortstop over to first base.
Yeah, it's a long throw.
And this looks like number 3 is up. And this is Dennis Massey, left-handed batter. Doesn't look like the outfield has shifted too much. think he called that a foul tip. I think it maybe came off of that. Whenever Coco plays Orlando Jones, same name, the colors are almost the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to distinguish.
Orlando Jones is orange and green.
Yep.
Tigers, Coco Tigers are orange and black. Tigers against Tigers.
So again, if you just joined us, top of the first, 1 out, visiting team Orlando Jones up, second batter, Mr. Macy. I believe he's got 2 strikes on him, 2 fouls, a little low. 1 and 2.
Took the ball inside.
So I got to tell you, I read about Thomas, Makela, the pitcher, 6'6", I believe like 220, 240. And your son pitched. Let's wait till after this. Oh, nice shot, foul ball.
Foul ball down on the right field.
So, I think of Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
You got a pitcher that's 6'6", coming off that mound. I mean, that's got to be a little intimidating to some of these batters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a big kid, too. I wouldn't be surprised if he's an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Coco
Well,
Tigers,
and we'll,
big kid.
yeah. Looks like we're at 1 and 2. Oh, popped up behind us. Out of play. Still stays at 1 and 2.
And my son Aaron, he was 6'5", but he weighed 170. He threw the submarine pitch.
Oh, did he? So that comes what, like around your knees? Comes low, kind of?
Real
Okay,
low,
right,
real low.
right.
He had a
Yeah.
slider, a wicked slider. This kid's got a nice fastball.
Yeah, he does. I think they caught him out, yeah. Strikeout. That's 2 outs for the visiting Orlando Jones Tigers. We had a throw out at first base by the shortstop, and then a strikeout for Mr. Makela. All right, third batter up is number 3. This is Dennis Massey. So,
Yeah.
the other guy was number 3. I think
He was number
Coco's.
5.
Oh, was he
Porter.
5? Okay.
Yeah, Porter.
Okay. I'm thinking it's like some of those college football teams. Everybody's got like the same number. I'm trying to keep up with who's got what number.
It's hard.
So that was an error on my. I need to go to Walmart and get those glasses checked again, I guess.
Bill Yard getting up in age. You gotta watch it.
Like we can only go up, right?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that looked pretty. That looked pretty
Pitch
good
on the
there.
outside
Yeah, it
corner.
sure was. Jeez. The field doesn't look too bad, but I will say the markings look good. The clay looks good. I don't know that mound. I'm not sure what I mean, like I say, you add that to 6'6" frame. He's coming from way up top. All right, going down to the short second baseman, and gets him out. So Coco Tigers get 3 up, 3 down, as the visiting Orlando Jones takes the field. I'm going to flip this around real quick. So, quick story. Young man that's pitching. My good friend James Rowe. Again, he's younger than me. We were in high school together 1 year. He graduated with my sister. He coaches golf. Again, he was a state champion coach for the Tigers back in 04-05. So he calls me up. They were having senior night, and they couldn't find somebody to play the golf team at senior night. So he calls me up and says, "Hey, Bill, I need like 3 or 4 guys. Call the alumni. We need somebody to play these kids." So it didn't take me an hour. I called 4 of my friends, and actually, I think 2 days later, we were at Turtle Creek playing. Anyway, had a great time. They broke us up into groups. I just realized tonight that Thomas was one of those golfers that I didn't know who he was at the time. Let me tell you, that kid was hitting a tee shot 260, 270 easy. I'm just kind of stepping back and, hey, are we can I just play your ball? But again, you don't see too many baseball players, and then they're multi-sport and they go to golf. So, again, the young gentleman definitely is athletic. Again, coming off that mound is pretty impressive. So
If he can hit a golf ball that far, that's very impressive.
yeah, especially at that age. But
And hit it straight.
yeah, so he's got one strikeout already. Again, beautiful evening here. You couldn't ask for anything better. This is why we live in Florida. March 1st, I don't know, maybe 70 degrees, 70 couple, little bit of breeze. Talk about going to Cocoa High School. Let me flip this back around. Right there in the outfield, that's actually the neighborhood I grew up in, College Greens. You could walk if you wanted to, but being that my dad was a teacher, I got a free ride, even though I had to come in early. You were that way too. You
Right.
probably took your kids to school and they had to get up early to go in with you, right?
Yeah, they went with me. I was too cheap to buy them a car.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. We hope now we're at an age where they, maybe I want to be in one of those Lexus commercials where my kid comes out at Christmas, got the big bow. It hasn't happened yet, but maybe one of these days my kids will do that. All right, let me look at the lineup here. All
Looks
right,
like you got Dennis Massey.
Is that the
3.
pitcher?
Yeah,
Okay.
pitching for Jones, Orlando Jones.
it's a pitcher tonight.
Looks like we got Jones coming up. First batter for Coco, huh?
Number 4, yeah. Looking at, while I'm on these pages, looking at Makela's pitching stats. Let me see, I got them around here somewhere. That's why I highlight them, so they're easy to find. So he's pitched 5.2 innings. He's only had 1 hit off of him. He's had 2 runs scored. But here's what's impressive. He's faced 24 batters and gotten 11 strikeouts. Wow. So 1 short of every other batter he strikes out. So even though Thomas Makela Sr. has only pitched 5 in a couple innings, he's doing pretty well as far as his strikeout ratio. So we got Jones coming up. Let me see if I can pull up his Coco Tigers, number 4, Jones. He's a senior. What do we got? At bats 10, 4 runs, 5 hits. So he's batting 500. 5 out of 10. Got a ribby, 2 basemen. So I don't care what level you are. You're batting 500. That's pretty darn good.
Very good in high school.
First pitch coming. A little high.
A little high by Massey there, so hopefully he'll settle down and get in the strike zone here.
And again, these teams met 2 weeks ago. Coco beat them pretty handily, 15-2. And, like I said, hats off to these coaches that, take some teams that are struggling. Just like my friend James Rowe, golf team wasn't anything you really thought about at Cocoa High. Last year they won districts, sent some guys to regionals. Again, you got to give those guys credit.
Oh, that's amazing. Coco's known for football, and basketball, and track.
Right.
Not so much for golf. So
Right.
that's off to him. And also, the baseball programs coming around. They have been down for a while.
Yeah.
And they're coming back now. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah, me too. We'll talk a little bit about those stats as soon as Mr. Jones, who again is a senior, finishes at bat. I think that might be full count. Yeah.
Full count on Jones.
But and you know this too, working at Satellite High School, 67 years. What was it? Something like that.
It's a long 22 years actually. 42 years.
Seemed like 67 or whatever.
Yeah,
42 in the
with,
system.
Brevard Public
Wow, that's
Schools.
amazing.
That's a long time.
And
I'm only 48.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah. Yeah, you had to get special permission at age 3 to teach geometry or whatever that was.
Yeah, very intelligent. Gifted.
You were that young Sheldon. That's who that show's after.
Come on, Mike, you want it, baby.
All right. Got to walk the first time. Mike Jones on first.
But on the outside corner there, that looked like a good pitch. But
Yeah. We got number 16, Smith, coming up. He's a junior. He's batting 250.
Smith,
Again, 1 on, no outs. Jones on first. Smith is up. I think that was a show, Smith and Jones. It's like a cowboy show or something for all you young whippersnappers that don't remember that. We got him stealing second. Throw is down. Nope, no throw. You stole it. Mike Jones, a senior, on second base.
good speed by Jones there.
Sure was. He got a good lead, too.
Yeah, got a good jump, got down there. He
Yep.
didn't have to slide.
And again, they just played each other a couple weeks ago, and so, I don't really need a scouting report. Not sure if Massey was a pitcher then, but again, they probably know a little bit about maybe the catcher and what his, ticks are as far as when he's going to throw or not.
Good eye. Good eye.
It's ball. Pretty good crowd for Coca. I'd say we got 30, 35 people, good crowd. You know, again, Friday night, what's better than high school sports?
Can't beat it. Friday night under the lights.
That's right. All year long. We start from football, we go to soccer, and then we go to softball, lacrosse, and so we're under the lights all the time.
All night.
Just depends on what ball they're throwing around or getting.
Absolutely.
Again, we got a guy on second base, Mike Jones, a senior. We got Smith up, no outs, bottom of the first. Oh, nice shot right to second baseman. He doesn't have a shot at third. Oh, touch. Yep, got him out at first. They got to watch him at third. Jones goes to 3.
Good throw by the second baseman.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sure was. All right, so make sure I understand correctly. And this is not for me. This is for a friend. So
I'm trying to explain.
you get a ground out at first. Batter moves over. Does it count as a sacrifice, or does it count as an out? Or do I need to Google that in between innings?
It's just an out.
It is an out. Okay. If he scores, that would be something that they would classify as a sacrifice. Okay, gotcha. Again, I was asking for a friend.
All right.
That's a little high. Who do we got up now, Doug? We got number 13,
13 looks like
Crockett.
Crockett. Number 13, Crockett for
First
Cocoa
name
Time.
Roger. Let's see. He's a junior. Also, let's see. Where is he? Crockett. Batting 571. Holy mac. 4 out of 7. Again, got some pretty good batting averages. We got a 500, a 250, and a 571. All right. Looks like the pitcher's toned down a little bit. He was a little high at the beginning, but looks like he's getting in his groove. And and I'm guessing even though they're regulation, I don't know, are those mounds exactly the same everywhere you got?
Not everywhere.
Yeah.
No.
So you
This
got
one's a little higher.
It looks like it, but
It's a little higher.
different than a basketball court or football. Nice cut by Crockett. You probably got to get used to that a little bit.
Right.
First couple of batters. Again, who knows? Some of these schools play on artificial turf. They might have a perfect mound.
Right.
So it looks like Massey's getting dialed in pretty quick. So I give him credit for that.
Yeah, it's some pitchers like it higher. Than,
Yeah.
For some reason, but I know Aaron, my son Aaron, he always
Right.
liked it.
Did he really?
He would love this mount. I mean, you can get a little more velocity on your pitch.
Right.
As well.
Well, you said he was tall.
Yeah, he was 6'5".
So again, as tall as he is, coming off that high mound with the long stride, man, he's halfway to home when he lets that ball go. You don't have to throw it that far. Nice cut by Crockett. Again, nice cuts. Got to strike out, but swinging good.
Yeah, I'd rather see him swing on the
Yep.
third strike
Yep.
than watch it.
Yep.
It used to drive me crazy.
Yeah,
Kids would do that.
I know, right?
I wouldn't
Yeah,
get him any
yeah.
ice cream after the game.
Yeah, exactly. No Yeah, we'll get to sandwiches later. All right, we got number 1 coming up, and this is, let me find him here, Dentino, and his first name is Bryce. All right, so again, we got 1 out.
Batting
Actually, we got
average
2 outs.
364.
Wow.
He's been hitting the ball.
Dang, we haven't seen anybody below 250. We got 2 outs. We got senior Mike Jones on third. 2 outs, bottom of the first. Dentino is up. Orlando Jones went 1, 2, 3 at the top of the first. And as they say, we got a duck on the pond that they're trying to bring in from third base with 2 outs, bottom of the first. Nice cut. That's a little ground. So is he going to get him? Is he going to get him? Did he get him? He did. All right.
Good speed.
And so they saved a run. Nice play by the pitcher.
Yeah, Dennis Massey, he's got some wheels too.
And I got to give him credit, Doug. That's one of those things. For that split second, he had to make a decision, because if he wasn't able to catch him, there's no way he would have thrown him out. So I give him credit for kind of thinking on his feet, so to speak.
I mean, he could have thrown it at first, but he
Right.
took it upon himself to
Right.
make the play, which was probably a good decision.
Yeah, and again, and those are probably those small intangibles with you being a coach that Coach Moore, Coach Solis, works with those type of situations, because they may only come up once every 4 or 5 games, but again, looked like he's been coached well and kind of knew what to do.
Oh yeah, it's good coaching there. I mean, he was he had to go for the ball, and his momentum took him toward the runner. So
Right.
that was a good decision.
Right.
Plus, he's got wheels. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he
pretty
does.
fast.
Yeah, no, I think he was the one that almost ran out the hit to shortstop earlier.
Right. Yeah. So it was a good decision.
That was. Just to keep you up to date, Orlando Jones is 5A. They are in District 6 over in Orlando. Cocoa Tigers are in 3A, District 10. They are with Cocoa Beach, Holy Trinity, MCC, and Space Coast. That's how their district is. And, you know, again, we were talking a little bit earlier about coaches, and you know, not everybody gets to coach the Yankees.
Right.
Mr. Solis up at Space Coast, he rebuilt that program. They made it to the district championships 3 times while he was a coach. Won district championship once, runner-up twice, and made it 3 years to the regionals. This, I believe, is his 2nd year here. In 2021, Cocoa was 1-18. They were 1-17 and won the next year. And then last year, his first year, they were 5-14. So in just his first year, they won 4 more games than the year previous. And right now they're 2-1. So again, hats off to Coach Solis for, again, bringing that expertise here. And we'll talk a little bit about Coach Moore in a minute and what he's done in his 3 years at Jones.
We got number 2 Tillman up the bat.
So if you just joined us,
Orlando Jones.
top of the 2nd, 0-0. Orlando Jones went 3 and out, first inning, and a young man is up. First batter, got a little bingo going over there towards second baseman bobbles it a little bit, and I think he ran that out. He sure did. Listen, one thing you can say, they got some speed.
They do have some speed.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, I remember back when I was a head coach here, we played Jones, and we had 7 shutouts until we got to their game, their F game, and they were the first team to score on us.
Is that right? Wow.
But we beat them. We beat them 36-7. But
Yeah.
they had some speed.
Yeah, that, so you let them have their 7, and then you said enough's enough.
That was enough.
We're going to go ahead and put
We're not giving
35 or
them any
30, yeah, 35 or 36.
We like to win.
All right, so they
Cocoa
got,
Tigers like to win.
exactly, got a good little lead off, and he is taking off. All right, pass ball, so there's going to be no play at second base. He's going to third. There might be a play at third. Throw down to third, and he is safe. How about that? And just like that, young man ran out a ball to second base, stole second on a pass ball, and ran it out to third. So just like that, no outs. Top of the 2nd, Orlando Jones in scoring position.
Good heads up there. We got Jerome Williams, number 55, for Jones up to bat.
So I might have missed that. That was an out. Did he swing to the batter before strikeout?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 1 out. And this is 55.
Big kid here. He gets older.
I think you're right. Jerome Williams. Again, I'm thinking if he just gets a bingle in the infield, the runner's going to score from third. He's making them think twice.
Yeah, number 2 Tillman is on third base right now.
Man, yeah.
Great wheels. A lot of heads up running.
Yeah, there is. Yep. And again, some tangibles that maybe Coach Moore talked about. You know, we're certainly going to try to win the game, but these are some things. Maybe he's got some things they're looking at to accomplish today. And if base running is one of them, he's done pretty good so far.
Absolutely.
Nice pitch by Makela. Again, young man's a senior, also plays on the golf team. Hits that thing a mile. After he hit his drive, I told him I'd be up there in a few minutes. I'm going to grab a snack and just kind of get my exercise.
It looks like SpaceX taking off.
I'm telling you.
Second inning.
All right, throw back to third, just keeping him honest. And that's Tillman, is that correct? Who was that on third? Okay.
Tillman.
One more, get him out. Come on, boy.
He's already got 1 strikeout in the first inning. Makela did. And if I read the Max Preps right, that was his 12th strikeout of the year. All right. Not sure. It might be. Okay, there we go. They got the lights working, so it's full count. So we got full count, 1 out, runner on third. You know, he won't get too much of a green light because it's just 1 out, but I'm thinking he's going to take a pretty good lead. So let's see what happens here. Makela sizing him up. Oh, got a little tip on that. Nice cut.
Staying live.
Again, that's Jerome Williams up at bat for the Tigers of Orlando Jones. You know, and you're right. Orlando Jones has really I mean, there's not too many sports, like you said, basketball, track. They've got a good program over there, just like Cocoa does.
Excellent program. Academics too. It's pretty solid academics as well.
Absolutely. Oh, I guess he called that low. All right, so we got runners on the corners. One out, top of the second. And let's get a jersey number. That's number 12. And that is Nathaniel Pierre.
Pierre, second baseman.
He had a pretty good play earlier, I think, right? Yeah, he should. Yeah, yep.
Oh, it is live. Yeah, it's right there.
All right, we got Mr. Pierre up, number 12. One out. Runners on the corners, top of the second.
Come on, you gotta catch those. He was about to pull it.
We have to be careful at this angle. We can kind of see height, can't see width. So height-wise, that pitch looked pretty good, but width-wise, there's no way we can tell from here.
It's been on the outside corner.
My guess, yeah.
I think we have one out, don't we? One out.
Yeah. That one looked pretty good. So he's 1-1. Looks like they got the scoreboard working. Yeah, I talked about earlier, we've got a young man umpiring out there at second base. Friend of mine, Demetrius Green, also a graduate of Cocoa High School, my year. And it's just great, Doug, and I know you know a lot of people too, that let's see how this pitch goes. And just like Mr. Makela did, and his dad did, that serve the community in many ways, including umpiring and refereeing, which we can't get enough of those.
No, we can't. And it's just a great way to give back to the community.
It is.
And the young people.
Right. You know, it's funny, I tell people, it's kind of like what we do here at Press Box Overtime. It allows you to stay in the game a little bit, as far as whatever it is you're doing, whether you're umpiring, working the concession stand, broadcasting. It's just, and it's fun to be around young kids like this.
Oh, it really is.
That have their future ahead of them.
Yeah, certainly is.
All right.
When you started Press Box Overtime, I was very appreciative because you got some good information on there in regard to sports, local sports, as well as college and NFL. So, I appreciate that because I'm too lazy to Google that myself. You've done the research for me.
How about that? So I guess that's just 2 outs. Why did I think there was 3? I guess not. Okay, so that's just 2 outs. My bad. We got 2 outs, so we got runners on second and third. We got number 10 coming up, Samar Denson.
Jones High School.
Yeah. So 2 outs, 2 on, bottom of the second. Thomas Makela pitching, already has 2 strikeouts. All right, a little low. Nice stop by the catcher. Oh, they got him in a rundown. Let's see what happens. Cocoa going to get him back and forth. And they got him. Now they're going to go out to second base. Oh, boy, they almost put off a double play there.
Great job, kids. Great job.
All right, that was a heads-up play by the catcher right there.
Sure was. I'm not sure if Jones' coach is too happy with Mr. Tillman.
Yeah,
He doesn't appear to be happy. He got caught up in that,
Yeah, that was a missed opportunity, unfortunately.
That's a nice way to put it, Bill.
Yeah, that was, unless that ball goes to the backstop, you're sitting there on third base. And again, they almost got the runner at second. That was almost a double play, which you don't see too many of those. Double plays starting from the catcher, picking a guy off at third.
Heads up play by the Cocoa Tigers.
Sure was. So right now we got 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Little bingle. No, rolled foul.
Thomas, go strike, bud. Don't worry about the runner.
All right.
Number 10, maybe, hit off his hand. It didn't sound right when it came
Right. Oh, I see. Man, you gotta figure, hitting your hand is one thing, but when you're gripping that bat and there's nothing there but just bare fingers, and man, that has got to smart. Jeez. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. When we were younger, and you know, you sprang the finger, and you had certain kids that would pull it out. Did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I
always
figured you
played
did.
hard.
Yeah, never. I'm not going to tell you what I did then. They say pull it out. I'm like, you know, I'm going to suffer for 3 days. I'm not making because if I don't pull it right, I figured you were probably one of those guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
always
No.
played hurt or
Yeah.
you know,
No.
I
Not
wasn't
me.
coming out of the game.
No, I didn't go home
You
to
know what I
mom. Let's not go
Oh,
too
okay.
far. Okay, but yeah, we didn't do that pulling. And again, that might be the tennis player in me that, you know, didn't want to, where you were a football player and all that.
Right,
So.
yeah.
Number 6 coming in to finish the at bat.
It's a little different there.
Oh,
We got
number 6
coming
finishing.
in. He's gonna finish
That's
out.
Jeff Vincent.
One more, Ben. One more.
So he has 2 balls, 2 strikes, trying to get out of the inning. Again, Jones had a runner on third with no outs. Oh, that looked nice. All right. Thomas Makela pulls the Cocoa Tigers out on that one. Again, that young man, if you just joined us, it's his father that we're honoring tonight, who suddenly passed last year at a young age. So we are appreciative that we're here tonight. Got to watch his mom. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if I could have thrown a better ball than she threw. And I don't know if she got any practice in, but she threw that ball right down the middle. He didn't have to come out and get it. And I made a reference earlier to Stephen A. Smith. I saw his. I think when he threw it, it took 2 bounces. So you think it's easy. But if you haven't done it and get out there, you're on that mound that looks 22 feet high.
Right.
And what is it, 60 feet? Yeah, yeah. So hats off to Miss Makela for a nice pitch.
Hey, Mr. Macheras.
Oh, I got somebody calling my name. I hope it's not somebody that I owe money to. What's up there, big fella? Let me go back here and say hello. Yeah, you know what? I sent it in the mail. That $20. I'm not going to mention his name because I owe him money.
Are you the announcer? Are you an announcer?
We are live right here, brother. We got 5 people watching, so let's just, you know, we're doing the best we can, and
Yeah, but you got this big crowd here.
some might be listening. We might have some in Orlando. You never know.
Hey, I think they moved the fence back since I played here.
I know, right? That's why I played slow pitch softball. I ain't playing this. Good friend of mine, Brett Stedman, went to school together, and it's nice that he stopped by to support his Tigers. So we were talking earlier about Coach Solis and rebuilding the Space Coast program. 3 years ago, the Tigers won 1 game. They won 1 game 2 years ago. Last year won 5. This year they've won 2. As you know, it's just a process, and I guess the main thing is you got to get the kids to buy in first.
Yeah.
You know.
You get a dedicated coach. You got to surround yourself with good people. You got to have
Right.
parents that are going to support you.
Right.
When I took over at Cocoa High School, they had won 3 ball games in 2 years. Football.
Wow.
First year we were 5-5. The second year we were 11-1 regional champs. But
Wow.
you've got to put your work in. You got to
Right.
improve the facility.
Right.
You got to get the kids excited.
Right.
And it sounds like Coach is on his way to rebuilding this program.
Yeah, and you know, and I
I'm
think
excited for him.
yeah, and one thing you talked about that we forget, parents. You know, you gotta, they, whether it's donation, whether it's coming out and helping with the field, you know, that's you know, I helped coach lacrosse. We had a great parent backing. You coach many sports, and I think that also it bleeds over to the kids if the
Exactly.
parents buy in.
Yeah, the parents have to get involved. You have to have good parental support.
Right.
So
So I'm gonna go. I'm looking
important.
real quick here. I'm gonna do some shout outs. Again, I see some of my Tiger friends. I got Pratt Mosley. I'm gonna tell you right now, in the last, I don't know, Pratt, 57 years that there has been a football game, Pratt Mosley is there. And hats off to Pratt. Big, what's the word I'm looking for? Supporter of Cocoa High School. Lynn Daly's watching. I think she's actually out of state, so we're reaching beyond the. I'm not sure who Catfish Surf is, but Catfish is watching. Benjamin Rainey and Kyle Dentino, whose son is playing, I'm going to assume. And Kyle might actually be here in the stands. I have Scott Rainey. I believe he had, I think there was a Rainey here.
right there in tournament.
Yeah, David Baker. Young lady Linda Maharis. I think you've heard of her.
Yes,
She's
I've heard of her,
watching.
yes. Very sweet lady. Shout out to her.
She's sitting at home probably critiquing, making some notes down. Oh man, that was a big shot. Is that gonna fall fair? Yeah, that fell fair. He's going over to second base. Any throw coming? No throw. Looks like he's gonna stand there at second. And man, that's a leadoff double for Cocoa Tigers.
To bat for your Cocoa Tigers, Leo.
You know, and I think that also shows too. You know, after we've gone through a couple innings and they start talking to each other about the picture and stuff. And tell me if I'm wrong, but a lot of times you don't see a lot in the first couple innings because again, they're feeling out the turf, they're feeling out the picture.
Yeah,
These bats have been going pretty good the last inning.
You know, it's like me teeing off on the first tee.
Yeah.
Shank one in the woods, you know. I'm nervous, but later on,
You're in your groove.
I get up a groove and I shoot 100, you know.
That's right.
Kids are the same way, you know. They're nervous. They got the crowd here.
Oh yeah.
Kids settle into the game. It takes a couple innings.
This is number 11, Rainey. I believe his first name is Liam.
Yes.
And I think we saw possibly his dad, Kyle, watching. Looks like he's in that bunt. No, nice. Going to third. Oh, nobody there. Pat ball goes all the way over to shortstop, going to make a throw. And slides in safe. And just like that, we get a double, turn it into a run. And the Cocoa Tigers are the first Tigers to get on the board today. So congratulations, that is number 15. And AJ Contreras scores the first run. And I'm going to tell you, I like what Rainey did. You know, a lot of times, and again, you know more about baseball than I do, just getting in that bunt stance sometimes throws the pitcher off a little bit. And I think that might have been what happened.
Oh, yeah. I think it did in this situation where he threw a bad ball.
Yeah, you know, and so again, good call by Coach Solis. All right, that was a little high.
That's a great take, Leo.
But I've been impressed the last couple innings. Both teams had base runners, starting to get a few hits. Thomas Makela having a great game. I think he's got 3 strikeouts already. So, again, I didn't look at the box score from the first time they played. Again, they played on the 21st. Cocoa beat Jones 15-2. At least after a couple innings, seems a little more competitive, maybe.
Oh, yeah. I think they're settled. Both teams are settling in.
Right.
Jones is playing pretty decent, you know.
You know, a little quick story, as my dad would say, when I played tennis here. Played for 2 years. Unfortunately, we only won 1 match a year. I won't mention the one team that was worse than us because I've got some friends that work at that school. But you know what? We enjoyed what we did. We were best friends. And as a team, you know, as individuals, we had some good records as a team. But again, and I look at both of these. I look at Jones, who's, you know, and we'll talk about their record the past few years. You know what? These kids are out here. They're having fun. They're giving 100%.
Right.
And I love seeing that.
Yeah, and what they're learning.
Oh, nice shot by Rainey. Oh, my. Out in the middle of nowhere. Is he going to be able to run that out to, let's see. He's looking at second. Oh, yeah, he's got that little mix up out in the outfield. Oh, he's going to go 3 now. He's going to test their arms. No throw coming. He's down. Nice. Yeah. We're gonna wash that jersey tonight, but that was a good slide. I like that. I wasn't too much on head first. I did a little feet first, but again, great base running. A little mix up out there in the outfield. Timeout by Joan. Oh, Coco picking up some stuff. But listen, heads up, and right there, you know, you got to give it to the coaches too. As far as Coach Solis, he's watching the ball, and you know better than I. They're trained just to watch the coach.
Exactly. Listen to the coach there.
Yeah,
for sure.
very good.
That was a nice drive to right
Sure
center.
was. Yeah, sure was. So again, nice at bat by Rainey. You know, got in the bunt stance, threw the pitcher off. I think maybe a little bit. Got a pass ball, and that got 1 run. Nice shot up the middle. Little mix up there. I don't think he slowed down at all. And here he is on third with no outs. Bottom of the second, Tigers of Cocoa up 1-0. Number 16, I think we're batting around already. We got Raiden Smith. He's a junior. What kind of batting average we got on him?
333.
333. Listen. If he was a pro, he'd be in the top 10 in the league at 333. college, I think he what?
Correction, 250.
250. Hey, still, listen, 1 out of 4. That's about a hit a game. I'd be happy with that.
At bat, 4 attempts.
So he's got a gentleman.
Come on, Braden.
Gentleman hanging on Rainey at third. Again, watching Rainey run, I think it's just if he can get a grounder on the. I don't care if it goes to the pitcher. I think Rainey's going to score. Both teams showing some good speed tonight.
Hey, come on, leave it right here, kid. Right here. Pick it off.
Hey, that is.
Oh, that's pass ball and that scores. Yep, 2-0 Tigers.
Now here it says this is the clue of the bat number 16. He does have 333.
Okay.
I was looking here.
Well, we got a couple different. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Yeah.
Smith.
I think we got 2 16s.
Yeah,
I think
on his back,
yeah.
he's got the
Yeah.
clue. So he did. Been bat.
So he was 333.
Yeah, 333.
Good for him. Jeez.
Bat 9 times.
Wow. Good for him.
3 hits. Scored 5 runs.
So I'm trying to think. So Rainey, let's see, he got a triple and scored. Pretty nice at bat. You know, I mean, that was a nice clean. Again, there's a walk by Jones. Again, I don't believe we got any outs this inning. Already had 2 cross the plate. Number 8, Corbin Knotts coming up.
I got it.
Again, got a runner on first.
Wait.
Batting average is 100.
Yeah, hydrate, please.
Okay. Waiting for the pitcher to come out. First pitch to Knotts. Runner heads to second. No throw. I almost have a feeling any Cocoa Tiger gets on first, we're going to second. I think they just kind of figured. Again, I forgot how far of a throw that is. I could maybe throw a golf ball that far, but that's
Long throw.
now I don't know. Unless they have senior like tees at the golf course, maybe I could throw from the pitcher's mound, but from here not so much.
I think the catcher, he looks like maybe a freshman.
Yeah.
Sophomore.
So we got one strike on Mr. Knotts, number 8. We got a runner out there on second base. Again, gorgeous night. We got number 17, junior Chiarelli, in the batter's box. A little high, nice stop by the catcher. I'm impressed by the catcher because there's been some balls that other catchers probably would have let go by, and he stopped a lot.
He's blocked some wild pitches for sure.
Yeah.
He's a young fellow, but
Sure.
I think he's learning.
Good.
He's learning
Oh
the game.
yeah. Not like that's the easiest position to play.
It's hard. I mean, that pitcher starts throwing curveballs,
Yeah, right.
sliders,
Yeah, right.
all over the place.
Right. Oh, going to third, no throw. Safely on third.
The clue. Third.
So, you know, and I think I don't know what Coach Moore was saying, but, you know, one thing he might have been telling the catcher, possibly, even if you don't think you're going to get him, practice that throw, you know. Because like
throw
you
it
said,
down.
yeah, just give it a toss, keep him honest. Another nice stop by the catcher. Again, runners definitely looking to score. Again, I think just like the other guys that have been on, if we get anything hit in the infield, I think the Tigers are going to put their third run up there. And let's see. That is Braden DeClue on third base. Nice lead off. Pitch coming. Oh, nice shot. And sure enough to second.
Baseman.
Second baseman gets a nice out. Brings it in though. Gets an RBI. Tigers up by 3. Listen, another nice play by that second baseman.
Oh, that's
You know?
play, yeah.
So
Two
again,
scores on that one.
yeah.
3-0. Cocoa Tigers.
So Knotts gets an RBI, even though he gets an out. So again, you know, did his job, got the guy in. You know, give up 1 out and get 1 run. I'm sure Coach Solis is good with that.
Hey, come on, right here.
He did his job. He got
He
the
did.
runner.
Yep.
Runner in.
This is Chiarelli, if I pronounce that right. He's a junior. What do we got? He's batting .333. Very impressed with some of these batting averages.
Good start. Good start of the season for the Cocoa Tigers.
Yeah, yep. 2-1.
Get right here, get right here.
Beautiful night out. Friday, March 1st. Who would have thought?
Already, I can't believe it.
Were we just opening up our Christmas presents the other day?
I made several New Year's resolutions that are already broken.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't even get out of the gate.
No, it's already March.
That whistle went off and you thought those oats were for you.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Something. Hold it over to next year.
Excuse me. Yeah, exactly right. I'll try again next January 1st. Nice cut.
Come on, jump on one. You got
You know, again, I don't think I've seen anybody up there on either team just looking at the pitch. You know, nice cuts, good swings,
They're
and that's all you can ask. Yeah, aggressive.
hitters.
Yeah,
I've never seen a kid stand back
Excuse me.
and watch the ball.
yeah, yep. Watching it doesn't get it anywhere.
No. You gotta swing that bat.
17, Chiarelli up, another cut.
Nice cut.
All right, nice pitching.
Look at batting around.
You got to remind me that pitcher's name from Orlando Jones, Dennis Massey. You know, again, starting to, every inning just seems like he gets more and more into his groove.
Yeah, he's settling in, throwing some nice balls. Good speed tonight.
We got Mike Jones, a senior. He's up again at bat.
Lead off that.
Bases are clear. Nobody on. Tigers have pushed 3 across this inning. Nice cut.
Come on, Mike. Get on the baby.
So, with your sons making it all the way up to really the minor leagues, philosophy of not swinging at the first pitch, is that just, some coaches promote that, some don't?
Yeah, I mean, you wait on your pitch. Wait on your pitch. Now, Brian, my second son, he was 6'5", 245, and he was very aggressive. He left-hander, and
Right.
if his pitch came across, it didn't
matter
matter
which
where
way.
it was. And he went to Nova Southeastern, where he had he held the home run record there
Wow.
for several years.
Awesome.
I think it's
Jeez.
been broken, but he was
Sure.
a power hitter,
Wow.
and he was very aggressive. So.
I think that would have to be, as we wait for the pitch to Mr. Jones, brushed him back a little.
Hey, we got eyes.
I'm thinking
We got eyes.
when teams do a scouting report and they've got somebody like your son up there that they know is aggressive and might cut at that first pitch, that probably forces them to throw some garb. I mean, they got to
Yeah.
make an adjustment if they know that guy, because usually the first pitch is going to be a clean pitch.
Exactly.
Maybe not in that case.
Well, they threw away from him.
Oh, nice cut. A little bit over. Is that fair? Oh!
Run, Mikey.
Okay.
Just foul.
All right. Just foul.
Yeah, they would throw away from Brian. He walked quite a bit, actually, in his high school and college career, actually.
Right. I will say this. If that was fair, I'm thinking Mr. Jones be standing on third base right now. Because he's got some wheels, and again, you look how far over the right fielder is, which is where he should be. Again, right-handed hitter. It would have taken a while to get to that ball. So
He would have probably been a triple with
that,
his speed.
yeah, pretty much. So that was a good thing for the Tigers of Orlando Jones. We've got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A little high. Full count. 2-2 now. All right, 2-2 now. I got to get Walmart to give me some glasses, and we'll sponsor them. So we'll give them a shout out every few minutes.
They are one of our sponsors.
Oh, got him looking, man.
Well, it looked a little high and outside to me, but,
Yeah.
of course, we got a bad angle over here,
Yeah.
and my eyes are probably not that good.
So a couple of things. I want to give a shout out to Coach Dwayne Moore, head coach in his 3rd year at Orlando Jones, assistant coach Gary Hines. And, we talked a little bit about what Coach Solis has done with the Tigers. 3 years ago, they won 1 game, 2 years ago. Last year, won 5, already won 2. Just to give you an idea, in 20, let me find my paperwork. In 21, Jones won 2 games. 22, they didn't win any. 23, they didn't win any. And this year, they lost their first 2 and then won a game against Evans, 13-12. So again, hats off to Coach Moore. First win that they've had since 2021. at least back in the day, Evans and Jones were, them and Colonial were all like rivals. So
big time
I
rivals.
talked to Coach Jones before the game. That was probably special. And again, just to give those kids a taste of what winning is like, I was glad to see that they won a game so far. So hats off to Coach Jones.
That shortstop reminds me of AD.
In this day and age too,
The way
Bill,
he runs and throws. Look at
kids
him.
can jump
Just
ship
like
and go to
him.
different
Yeah,
schools.
yeah,
So, I mean, in Jones' situation,
Right.
maybe some of those kids left,
Yeah.
for a different program or whatever.
Right.
Now, when you start winning,
Right.
kids stay at
Yeah.
your school.
It's
When
a
I was
catch-
here
yeah.
at Cocoa, some kids would jump ship and go over to Merritt Island.
Right.
For football with
Right.
Gerald Odom.
Well, not for
And,
they had an academy, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was like
It's a football
small
academy.
College,
Yeah, right.
Small college academy. But there were little shenanigans going on there, but we all knew it. But once we started winning, we came
Right,
in,
right.
we started winning. The kids stayed
Right,
here. They didn't go to
right.
Merritt Island. And I think most kids want to play for their home school.
Yeah, I think so.
You know?
I have to agree with that. It's just, and we see it at the college level. We got kids that don't turn pro because they're making more money with the NIL.
Right.
They're chasing this.
Yeah.
They're chasing the ring instead of staying somewhere and maybe getting a program up to where that ring is possible. So again, hats off to Coach Moore
Yeah,
for
it's a total different paradigm shift now.
Right.
In athletics.
right. Yeah.
And it's even on the high school level as well.
Right.
so
Right.
That's
It's
another topic.
Yeah, that's another. But again, you're right. So again, I give Coach Moore credit. They won a game on the 27th last week. First win since 2021. Now, I'll tell you what else is impressive. They've scored 25 runs this year, 23 of the last two games. So again, they did lose against Wildwood 20-10, but they put 10 runs on the board. So like you said, it's just steps. And hats off to him and to Coach Solis for building these programs back.
Yeah, it's not easy. Doing
no,
a program.
it's not. No.
You've got to really be a dedicated coach.
Right.
And put in the time.
That's another strikeout by Thomas Makela. Hats off to him. Again, if you're just joining us, his mom, Laura, threw out the ceremonial pitch that he caught. His dad, her husband, passed unexpectedly last summer. And again, we talked about it earlier, but in case people are just, I didn't know Larry, but wow, he was a community member, coached football here, basketball with my friend James Rowe, golf with my friend James Rowe, he coached. He was a senior volunteer of the year 1 year at Cambridge. Was an MCOA official, so just a great honor for us to be able to broadcast this game in his honor. So hats off to him. And like I say, that ball that Laura threw out, that's going to be sitting on a mantle somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, nice shot. Oh, nice catch by the third baseman. What? That's Mr. Knox. It sure was. Yeah, I mean, listen, he spanked that ball, but hopefully I got the camera moved around quick enough. But nice catch by Knox, third baseman.
That was a nice drive.
Sure was. Man. And I tell you, he's playing a little bit up, as you can see. So that ball was there in no time. He didn't have a lot of time to figure out.
He was a big kid.
Yeah.
He looked like a defensive lineman.
Man.
to me, man.
Well,
That's
and like I
what
said, that was a
got.
nice cut, too. You got to give him credit. Listen, you hit the ball hard. You just
Right
made
at
a great
somebody.
play. Yeah,
Unfortunate.
exactly.
Unfortunately for Jones.
Number one, Juan, if we're pronouncing his name correctly, Yepes, Y-E-P-E-S. Makela with the pitch, nice cut. He looks a little tall, so I'm guessing this is a situation where we got to adjust that strike zone a little bit because Makela's got to come up a little bit with that ball because I'm looking where his knees are and, they're almost at the shoulders of the catcher.
Yeah, Makela's he's in a groove now.
He sure is.
I think he's had, what, 5 or 6?
I think so,
strikeouts?
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, he's in a groove. I'm sure he dedicated this game to his dad.
Yeah, that's
And,
special.
It's very emotional.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
Yeah,
he's
I'm
doing a
sure it
great job
is.
so far.
Is that a fair? Did he pick it up fair?
Fair ball.
Wow,
That is out.
That was again heads up by the pitcher. Thomas Makela picked that ball up. So some of y'all that are familiar with Doug and I at Press Box Overtime, you know, we don't do a lot of games each year. Hopefully before the end of this school year, we got some baseball, you know, maybe softball, lacrosse, we'll see. But we always like to bring some information that maybe you don't see anywhere else. So in honor of both Cocoa High School and Jones, did a little bit of research. And I'm going to start with Jones High School. So Jones was first admitted to the Orlando County Public School Board in the 1880s as Orlando Colored Academy. All black students that lived in the county, they went to the high school. Jones. John T. Stufton was the principal from 91 to 94. A couple other things I read, believed to have been established in about 1895. It was an old wood frame building on the southwest corner of Garland and Church Street. So again, Jones was the first high school in Orange County dedicated to black students. Their principal is Orlando Norwood, AD Renee Bellamy, and of course the head coach, Dwayne Moore. Talk a little bit about Cocoa High School that this young man sitting next to me can attest to. Cocoa High was constructed 1917. You weren't the first class though, right? No, okay, I was. A two-story reinforced concrete building on Willard Street next to Forest Park Complex. It contained grades 7 to 12. 7 years later, in 1925, it was a three-story building on Forest Avenue. So what we have to remember is Cocoa High moved to its present location just to the west of us in 1970. But explain to me, Doug, Cocoa High School's been around a lot longer than Rockledge, and you were there during that transition.
Right, yeah, I went to the old Cocoa, which is now Rockledge High School.
Right.
For 3 years,
right.
And then graduated from Rockledge.
Right.
You know, when they built the new school here, they opened the doors in 1971.
Right.
So, yeah, it was kind of interesting being a Tiger
for
so
3
many
years,
then became a Raider
for 1 year. Right.
Yeah, we knew, you know, we knew all the kids at Cocoa. You know,
sure.
We played ball together.
Yeah.
It was pretty interesting. It was sad to see them leave. You know,
right.
We had over 2,000 kids.
Right.
At the old Cocoa. So it was interesting times.
Right. So the history of Cocoa is older, but Rockledge is actually the newer. So what was that like going into your senior year? You played football and baseball?
Football, baseball, basketball,
So that last year, new uniforms, Raiders instead of Tigers.
Right.
I mean, you went through that whole change for 1 year.
Yeah, as students, we got to vote on the colors and the mascot, so that was kind of cool.
Right.
And then, of course, Cocoa and Rockledge is a huge rivalry.
Right.
It started that year, 1971.
Yeah,
and
right.
It's still that way.
Yeah.
It's huge. It doesn't matter what the record is when you go into a Cocoa Rockledge game.
No.
Anybody can win.
Well, you know, you talked a little bit about, let's see, we got number 16, and his
Hey,
first
stay right
name is Roger, I think. Roger Smith?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, Roger Smith up. He's a junior. And again, you talked a little bit earlier, and my dad, God bless him, he was a retired teacher of Cocoa High School, passed a few years ago. And we went to that game where Cocoa was a #1 rated team in the state. Rockledge had a losing record. Nice shot. He's got to come in. Oh, it bounced off. Got to keep him on first, though. Okay, careful. All right, nice throw in. Nice play by the right-hander. Nice shot. Good hit. Good hustle.
See, a hit like that, the right fielder's got to call that second baseman off because the right fielder's coming in.
Correct.
And the second baseman's running backwards. So.
And I don't know if there was a lot of conversation, but you're right.
There wasn't a lot of conversation in that. So anyway.
But you're right. But you know, like I said, that was. And listen, even when you watch the pros, they still don't get it right and knock each other over in the outfield.
Right. I mean, it could have been a factor. There's a little wind tonight. So,
sure.
Maybe the second baseman thought he could get it.
So we have
Crockett.
Going to second. No throw. Ball bounced out a little bit. That's 13 Crockett. Roger.
Yeah.
Man, he was just up last inning, I think, wasn't he? or maybe at our age, this innings just kind of go together. But you know, going back to Cocoa High, when I went here, we had 2,000 kids because you got to remember, we had what, 10 high schools back in the day. Now we got 16.
Back then, the Space Center was cooking.
Yeah, sure was. Yeah.
Hiring a lot of people. And,
Yep.
it was just building going on.
Right.
The county.
Yep. And all, I mean, because each school had a lot of, I mean, Merritt Island, big in Cocoa, big in. You had Titusville, a couple state championships in football in the 80s. So, again, every school going over to third on a pass ball.
Yeah, even, Astronaut High School.
Yep.
All very competitive athletically.
Oh, sure. A few NFL prospects have come out of Astronaut High School.
Chris Collinsworth.
Chris, yeah. Wilbur Marshall, I think.
Wilbur Marshall was a man
Oh,
as
my
a freshman
gosh.
in high school.
Jeez.
He could dunk a basketball flat-footed.
Oh, man.
I saw it.
Oh, jeez.
I witnessed that.
Those are just gifts. I
absolutely.
mean, some of that stuff you don't even, little
Come on,
high
Rogan,
pitch.
baby!
Got to walk. Tigers got runners on the corners.
Yeah, I had a difficult time touching the net. Senior, jumping as high as I could.
So I got to where I could dunk a 9-foot. I could not, and I could put the ball above on a 10, but I could not,
That's good.
I pretty good little bounce for a 6 foot, 140 frame back in the day.
You didn't have much
Yeah.
weight there.
No, I didn't have, gravity did not have a hold on me like it does today.
Number 3 up that.
Oh, no. Smart move by the catcher. Just let the guy run to second. Otherwise, they're going to score from third. So we got no outs. Bottom of the third. Tigers are up. Tigers of Cocoa are up 3-0. Again, nice crowd today. And over a little bit. Good crowd out here. Beautiful weather. High school sports on a Friday.
How matter, number 3.
Oh, nice cut. One ball. I'm thinking, since the first, maybe the bottom of the first inning, both teams have had runners on every game. So again, not sure, what parameters or improvements Coach Moore is looking to make if they don't win the game. But, for a team that only scored 2 runs the last time against the Tigers, got 3, or still got none, but a lot of guys on base. Tigers had 15. Right now they just got 3. So hopefully some positives.
Oh yeah, Jones is definitely they're playing hard.
Right.
That's their ability, I believe. Like I said, they're a young team.
Oh, nice stop by the catcher. All right, so we pronouncing his name, Paul Matter.
All matters.
He's a senior. I'm not sure if we have any. Batting 333. I'm very impressed with some of these batting averages, man. And again, Coco comes in with a 2-1 record. Orlando Jones 1-3. Oh, pass ball. We're gonna have a score on that one. Yep. Other runner goes to third. That's 4th run on the board for Tigers.
Right there, number 60.
Yep. Catcher call timeout, maybe.
Yeah, got a timeout here to settle down a little bit here.
Yeah.
Catcher's gonna talk to him, try to settle the pitcher down a little bit.
Again, Jones, like I say, they won their first game the other day, first game and since 2021, but no lack of effort tonight.
No.
And the Tigers, same thing. Won 1 game a couple years ago, won 5, I believe, last year, and now they've already won 2. So again, both programs seem to be heading in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're taking a young team and trying to develop. It takes time and patience. Definitely
Right.
Patience from your coaches.
Absolutely.
And, fans.
Right.
Be patient as well.
Right.
I'm trying to be patient with the Gators. On the Gator football team, but I'm not real patient.
Oh, going to second.
Thomas is hurt. But then Miss, one of our places wrapped him up. So I did think.
I think the Tigers have figured out that stealing second's going to probably be there most of the night.
Yeah, I think he's pretty automatic with his catcher on him.
But I like what Coach Moore. I think he wants his catcher to throw to third. Take a chance.
You got to do it. Yeah. Well, you didn't want to throw there.
No,
Good decision.
We got 1 ball, no strikes on Contreras. Watching that base runner, big. I mean, he's got a huge lead. But again, why not? You got your second. Oh, careful! Oh, that was a good move by the second baseman. But yeah, big league. But you wonder if number 12, second baseman, might try to sneak in there behind him. But right now, he's got a huge lead on second base. I don't even know if he's going to wait for a pass ball. Contreras, 2 balls, no strikes. Bottom of the third, little outside. We talked earlier about MCOA, and again, for people that are watching now or watch later or might be watching from Orlando, again, great opportunity. Get involved in the game, always looking for officials at any sport. And hats off to the 2 officials here tonight. Again, friend of mine out there in the outfield, Demetrius Green, Mid-Coast Official Association, been a part of Brevard County for 40, 50 years, yeah. And we're probably one of the few counties that has one officials association for everything, where a lot of counties don't. So that's a big plus. Steve Muzzy is running the MCOA right now, working with Kevin Robinson, the Brevard athletic director, and good relationship. And again, hats off.
Great job.
Yep.
You actually get paid for it too.
Sure, not bad money. No, I agree.
A little spending money.
A little high. Walked in again. I've been impressed with the catcher. There's been a few pass balls, not really his fault, but he has saved a whole bunch of other ones.
Yeah, he's doing a good job back there. Mike Jones has a timeout here.
All right. Tigers got runners on the corners. They are up 4-0 in the bottom of the third. Looking at the schedules real quick while we got a little break in the action. On the 5th, next week, Orlando Jones is at home against Colonial. And then on the 7th, they travel to Colonial. So a couple games next week against Colonial, 1 home, 1 away. Cocoa Tigers, their next game is on the 5th, next Tuesday at Space Coast. So Coach Solis going back to his old stomping ground. That's actually, again, I'm not sure what the districts, they keep changing. Space Coast is in the district. I don't know if it's a district game. Sometimes you play a team twice. And then their next home game is next Thursday here against the War Eagles of Astronauts. So both teams have 2 games next week. Tigers away on Tuesday and home next Thursday against Astronauts. So
Rainey up to bat for the Cocoa Tigers, number 11.
Liam Rainey up.
167.
So he's got runners on the corners. There are no outs. Again, I'm thinking nice shot out there to left field. Oh, left fielder. Good backup by the center field. That's going to bring 2 in. Are they going to hold Liam at second? Yeah. 2-run score for the Tigers.
Good try by Jones.
Yeah, it was. That was just one of those tough balls that it was just right at your feet. Do you make the decision to go for it or try to block it? And Tigers got some wheels and scored 2 runs. Nice shot there. Who was that? Was that Liam? Yeah, nice shot. Nice hit by him. Nice. I mean, that was a clean hit, no matter what, because he wasn't going to get that ball.
Yeah, nice stride.
So that brings in 2. They're now up 7-0. All right.
Blue, number 16, the Blue.
Bottom of the third. Tigers up 7-0. I think they've had runners on base every inning. Just so you know, if you're watching this live, that's concession stand smoke, and it's got hot dogs and hamburgers written all over it.
Sure does. I might have to run out of that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. For all those that are watching, if there's silence in the next few minutes, you know where to find us. Another pass ball. Cocoa Tiger runner going to third.
Rainey now on third for the Cocoa Tigers. Number 16.
Got 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the third. Tigers up 7-0. Runner on third. Declue up at bat.
Let's go in right here, kid.
All these batters, I'm impressed. All of them got good cuts, good swings. Not anybody's watched a pitch. I'm impressed with that. Oh, nice stop by the catcher.
Yeah, they're up there to hit the ball.
Yeah, yeah. Good hustle by the first baseman for Jones to come in here to cover the base. Again, just the fundamentals. I like what I see on both teams. Again, first baseman coming in to cover home in case the ball got passed. And again, catchers had a nice game today, stopped a lot of balls.
Yeah, both teams are well coached fundamentally.
And those are the things that win ball games when you start getting into possibly postseason or district play. Those are the things that you win or lose a 1-run game. Nice catch.
Those little
Kind of
things
3-1.
to detail,
Right.
detailed coaching
Right.
really makes a difference.
No, hats off to them. 3 balls, 1 strike. Still no outs. Runner on third.
And I'm sure a lot of these kids play travel balls.
Yeah, right. I agree. A little high, walked him. Runners on the corners.
Hey, come on, Cam, be smart,
Blue
be
moves
smart
to
here.
first base.
Number 22, I believe is his first. I think his first name is Corbin Graves, senior. You know, one thing I've noticed, if I did the lineup correctly, hats off to Solis. He's getting a lot of players in. So you know, again, use this as a you know, opportunity for all your players. If you think, you know, again, they're up by 7. So hats off to him. You know, not waiting for the last inning, last out to get somebody up there. Put them in there now. So good.
Smart coach.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
them in there and get the
Yeah,
experience.
exactly. Runner going to second. No throw down.
So you know, it's a good time to get the kids in too when you're playing a team that's
Struggling a little,
struggling.
maybe.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
That's a good term. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of
Oh
that
man,
word.
they must have just put fresh hamburger. Look at that. Look at that smoke. I gotta do a screenshot of that.
Somebody baked that.
A hamburger might have dropped into the coals. We got a little fog coming in right now. A hamburger fog. Is that a thing? I don't know. Hot dog fog? Is that such a thing? I'm not sure.
Whatever it is. Smells real
It sure
good.
does, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness gracious.
Come on, Cam, right here, kid.
Got another
22
pitch coming.
Braves.
Got 2 balls, no strikes. Again, another nice stop by the catcher. He is getting a workout.
Graves only been up 1 time.
Is that right? Okay, all right. Good opportunity for him. I gotta remind myself, who was that catcher for 55? Jerome Williams. Listen, that's
Let's go, Cam, right here, kid.
he gets the silver star for today, as far as I'm concerned. He's stopped a lot of runs just by yeah, I think so.
Bus ride home, he's going to be
Good
sick.
eye.
Right, yeah.
Yes, sir. Run down that line. Coming on.
All right, we got to walk, so I think the bases are loaded. There are no outs.
Second
Bottom
trip
of
to
the third.
plate by
Yeah,
the coach
yeah.
from Jones, so
Kind of
pitcher's
tough.
getting in trouble here.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's got anybody else to put in. Hopefully.
They don't have a deep roster. What do you see over there in the dugout? 1, maybe 2, 1 there on the wall. You know, while we have a minute, I want to make sure that you know, we talked about tonight's game being dedicated to Larry Makela. Again, big proponent in the community. And these are just a couple of things that were sent to me when I was looking. I read his bio a little bit. He's a Cocoa High School class of 86, younger than us. Everybody's younger than us, I think.
I think so.
He then attended University of Alabama, was a big fan of Alabama, loved sports, particularly golf, football, basketball, and hockey. Now that's quite a golf and hockey, so you know, good for him. I've seen this a lot of times when people tell me about Larry. Loves spending time with family and friends. In his free time, he coached, investing in the next generation, and you know, I like to think you and I, whether it was through coaching, administration, that's a great feeling to help out that next generation.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially when you don't have to.
Right.
And he took it upon himself to do that. He did like Alabama. we're not going to hold that as Gators.
Sure,
We
won't
respect
hold
that.
that.
And the Dolphins, big fan of the Dolphins. Survived by his wife, Laura, 7 years. Again, his son, senior Thomas, is pitching. And I like this too. When I was reading his obituary, they said to honor Larry, donate to your local high school sports program. So I think that just kind of tells you the type of individual he was. And I looked a little bit up about his father, because his father was mentioned several times. His father was Larry Makela Sr., and I won't go into a lot of the stuff that I read, but here's something that was very interesting. His dad played softball for many years and became a USSSA umpire. He served as Florida's USSSA state umpire chief from 1980 to 2009. Now, the cool part is, in 2009, Larry Makela Sr., he was honored by the USSSA Hall of Fame with his son, Larry Makela, who we are honoring tonight, as the first father and son to umpire together in the USSSA Men's Major World Series. So kind of cool. I mean, I'm sure, like tonight being a special moment with Laura and Thomas. What a cool thing. Him and his dad umpire at the same time, and we're honored at the USSSA Hall of Fame. His dad, Senior, was a 30-year member of the MCOA, officiated.
I knew his dad.
Did you know his
I
dad?
thought that name was familiar.
Yeah,
now.
okay.
Now, Larry went to Cocoa High School when I was coaching football here.
Okay, right. So in that small world, isn't that something?
I remember his dad well.
And I saw his dad's picture too. And again, just like I told his wife Laura, I'm sure Larry and I crossed paths somewhere. Just like I saw his son playing golf, didn't know it at the time that it was his son. And I think I mentioned this earlier too, that his dad, and I might have misspoken earlier, was a 2012-2013 Cambridge Senior Volunteer of the Year. So definitely, giving back to the community runs in the family, and very special. So we got bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the third. Coco leads by 7, and we got number 17, Chiarelli up, who's a junior, batting .333. I'm thinking anything out of the infield, might clear the bases. Now, I'm not a baseball coach, never have been, played 1 year and the ball went too fast. Infield's a little in. I'm just looking out there at Jones. I'm thinking if he cranks that thing over the head, we might get 4 runs. So but again, might be a scouting report.
Well, the bases are loaded, so that's why
Okay,
they
trying
brought him
to
in.
keep the ball in front of you?
Keep it in
Gotcha,
front of him,
gotcha.
The run.
Good. That's why I bring you along, because you know that stuff. You're my Webster's,
Happy to
or
be
my Britannica. Yeah, my Google. I got to be careful on the way home. I'm going to ask Siri something, say, "Hey, Doug," and expect you to call me with an answer. All right, so we got 1 ball, 1 strike, still no outs in the bottom of the third. Here we are, an hour and 20 minutes, and haven't even played 3 innings yet. So, again, we got a new pitcher out there, and I apologize. Let's see if we can get his number. And
It's number 55.
okay, so that's Jerome Williams. He's a new pitcher.
He's the third baseman.
Right. And I can't remember what it was. He made a good play earlier, and I can't remember what he did, but I know we. Oh, nice shot! Wait, right up the middle. That's going out to the outfield. I'm not sure why he held up at second. That might be too late now. Got to play at third. Oh, ball got past him. Got to hold up at third.
Go back, kid!
All right.
Way to bring him in!
That was a nice double, 2-run double.
Yeah, they had the runner at third baseman missed the ball.
Yeah, I think they
throw,
did.
too.
Yeah, it was a good throw. Yeah, just one of those where we maybe tried to tag before we had it. I'll be honest with you, I don't know. Is there a 10-run rule? Is it
Yes.
5 innings?
right here,
It is
Mikey, right
5.
here,
Okay,
Mikey.
just curious what that was.
It's 10 run, yeah. So they'll go 5.
If it
Unless-
gets, so even if it gets to 10, they're still going to play 5. Kind of like they do in soccer. It's an
Right here.
8, but whatever happens the first half, it could be 20 goals, and you're going to play 1 half. Okay. All right, Jones is back up. We have runners on second and third. It is 9-run lead by Coco. bottom of the third, and still no outs. So hats off to Jerome Williams coming in at a tough spot as the second pitcher, but again, he's got a good catcher behind the plate. A little high.
He's got pretty good velocity on him.
Yeah, he does. Sure does. That's the one good thing sitting here. We can see how much zip that ball has on it, and again, both pitchers, just a little, I don't want to say wild, but a little inconsistent, but throwing the ball fast. Oh, that was a nice pitch right there. It sure was. Jones, that was a nice cut by Jones. He's the one that had an RBR, I think, earlier today.
Right.
Yep, so I think you mentioned he did what he was supposed to do when he was up the last time, getting the runner in. One ball, 2 strikes. Oh, pass ball. Nope, runner not going. Coach Solis coaching him up a little bit out there, making sure.
That's a sign of good coaching.
You never stop, right?
Coaching during
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah,
Coaching
right.
these kids up. Sometimes young people forget,
Sure.
what they're supposed to do, and you got to coach them up and remind them during the
Right.
game.
Yep.
But he's doing a good job.
Yeah. Both coaches. Yeah. Exactly. Good point. Again, just never stops. Whether you're up by 9 or down by 9. Oh, another nice pitch. Fouled it out. I think if Jones and Mr. Williams looks like he's on the right path, let the guys hit. Those pass balls you can't do anything about, but let them hit and then leave it up to the other 8 guys to do their job. And so far, Jerome's, he's getting it across the plate.
He's got good velocity on the ball.
Yeah, he does. He sure does. Got 2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, hit goes over to third base. Going to hold the runner. Throwing it. Oh, bad throw. That's going to probably bring 2 in. Nope. Nice run. Pitch. Ball back to the pitcher. Nice hustle by the first baseman. 1 run comes in. Guy on second goes to third. I thought for sure he was coming in. That's one thing.
Coach held him up. Coach
Gotcha,
held him up.
gotcha.
Showing some class here.
Okay.
By not running the score up.
Good.
That's my first.
Yeah,
impressions.
yeah, nope. And you know what? Yeah, and again, hats off. Again, Jones looks like fairly new team, and again, I'd like to have seen that game where they beat Evans, by 1 run to get their first win in 3 years. So it's nice to see coaches, teams just helping each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, you're not giving anything away, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it shows some class.
You coached a lot more than I did, but as you know, your daughter played for us, played with my daughter, played lacrosse at Satellite, and first 3 district championships were. And it wasn't that we knew a lot about lacrosse. We just had some good athletes, and
Soccer players.
came over from soccer. Oh, little pass ball, runner coming in. Yeah, another score gives it to 11. We had great athletes that learned the game of lacrosse, but I tell you one thing I learned, and you correct me. First of all, I hate losing. I hate losing by a lot. I don't enjoy winning by a lot. You just. But you can't make it look bad. You can't. You can't be like the Gators falling on the ground so Reeves could break the passing record against my head. You can't do that. Yeah, I do too. You can't do that, but. Again, if that's what Coach did, maybe held him up. You can do some things strategically that, for lack of, doesn't embarrass anybody. Right. And that was tough. One thing we learned from Vero Beach, because one of the great all-time lacrosse teams in the state, they tried not to hit 20. And Miss Fanto, the head coach, and then Greg Smith, we would slow it, pass it. But again, that's tough, no matter what side.
Yeah, I mean, in '88 when we had a great team here at Cocoa, we played. Cocoa Beach was in our district. We beat them 66-0. And I didn't run the score, believe it or not.
Got to walk.
Took out my starters, in the second quarter.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Pablo.
You know,
You can't tell them not to play. Now,
freshman
if
running back,
Yeah.
and we just ran a dive play. And
Well,
broke it, you know,
right.
So you try to slow it down, but
Right.
it's hard in football. It's hard.
Yeah, it
really
is.
hard to do in
Yeah.
football.
you know,
Of course, I got accused of running the score. But I really.
but
didn't.
again, I don't. As another coach, if you're not passing the ball when you're up by 40, you know, and you don't have your first string in there, I don't want you to just hand it off and the guy falls. And if you're third string, oh, nice shot. I think it's over. Oh, nice. Right fielder in it, brings in a run. Oh, the player's going to third. Oh, he's going to try to make a play. All right, stopped by the runner. Nice play by the right fielder. Held the hitter to first base. Nice run. All the way from first to third. Brings in another run. That's 12 for the Tigers. And still no outs in the third. That's but you're right. That's if you've got your backup in and you're run that you gotta let them play. You can't tell them you can go in but don't try. And as an opposing coach, that's more embarrassing. You know?
I mean, that year we had Chris Hall at quarterback.
Right.
We ended up going to Florida State. Cocoa Beach watered the field down before we got
Is that right?
Yeah, well, that made our boys a little angry. We didn't want to get their uniform.
Uh-oh, a little pop up. Anybody calling it? Nobody call it. That's going to drop. That's going to bring in one run. Runner to second. All right, nice play by the second baseman. Brings in another run. Another RBI for the Tigers. Gives the score to 12. Still no outs. We got number 12, Brock, up. I think this is his. He's a junior. This might be, hasn't got a hit yet, so he's only had 5 plate appearances. So, again, hats off to Coach Solis. Everybody's playing tonight.
It's a great game to have that opportunity. To
Wow,
right.
that's
subs
me.
in and give
Right.
them an opportunity.
That's how you
to play
feel?
and let
That's
them
your
guys
brother.
play.
Right.
That shows some class as well.
It's always tough when you bring the kid in like the last out of the game or the last 2 minutes. I mean, come on. But third inning and, you know, the game's probably already in hand. And Coach Solis recognizes that.
Bro, look at Ant. And no
So
sleeping
again,
on the
Tigers
job,
got
man.
runners on first and second. Still no outs in the bottom of the third. We got Brock up. This is just his 6th at bat. Does not have a hit yet. So has a great opportunity. Thanks to Coach Solis coming in. Oh, nice swing. Right to second baseman. They're going to try to turn a double. No, got the one out. All right.
Yo, Jackson, you know
One
you
out.
can run.
Nice swing by Brock.
Hey, good hit, Jackson.
So that's a fielder's choice.
Right.
Okay.
Fielder's choice.
So good for Brock. Brock gets on, moves the runner over to third. One run comes in, gets himself an RBI. So good for him.
Liam Rainey back up.
We got a. What happened there on first?
Right here, Liam, right here.
All right. So I'm a little confused. The runner came off first base.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I'm not sure why. Right. Another nice stop by the catcher. Number 11 up, Rainey.
Your little Drake move is
Had a good game. A lot of hustle out of these Cocoa Tigers tonight, like we were talking about earlier. And again, same thing with Jones. Like I said, they've, had some tough years. They've, gone the last 2 years and this year, they've just won 1 game. So again, give them credit. They're out here on the field giving 100%. Nice look by Rainey. Little low. Again, we got 2 outs.
I got you.
Bottom of the third. Tigers up by 13.
Did you get me and Ray Ray's
2 balls, no strike on Rainey.
I seen you guys though. I seen you guys.
I didn't know we were going to do it
We got number 82, Win on deck.
For sure.
Oh, nice cut. Foul ball. Very impressed with how these Tigers are swinging the bat.
Nice drive down the third.
Sure was. So I guess the runner at first, they called him out. I don't know. I might have to check. I almost wonder if he stepped off the bag for a second while the guy had the ball. Is that what it was? Okay. Yeah, you gotta be careful.
My leg hurts. I can't. Bro, you gotta put more effort.
All right, so we got 2 outs. Runner on third. Oh, nice swing by Rainey. Center fielder's there. Oh, he drops the ball. Runner comes in.
Someone told me to shut up. Yeah. She was like, shut up, and then she just.
Nice try by the center fielder. Dropped the ball. Scores into the run. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see. Got some lights up there maybe, but yeah, that's tough.
Got number 82 win up the bat.
Again, I'm not sure. Is he on the stat sheet? Just curious. Maybe it could be no hits. Oh, there he is. Yep, no hits, nothing. All right, 5 plate appearances. What do we got here? We got. He's had 2 RBIs. All right, a few hits. Okay. All right. So if I'm looking at this right, no hits, 2 RBIs. Sacrifices, I'm guessing.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
At least I have straight teeth.
Okay, at least I'm getting straight teeth.
Kidding. I was born with them.
Okay, at least I get my hair done and my hair
Stealing
done.
second.
I don't care.
Tigers moving him over. Rainey's the other one on base right now, number 11. Had a nice hit, nice swing, center fielder. Unfortunately, bobbled the ball. But again, nice cut by Rainey. All these Tigers are just swinging the bat. And very impressed.
Looks like he may be a freshman.
Okay.
Or even.
Well, you know what? And I
Could be
don't
an
know.
eighth grader.
Yeah, he could be. I think there is an
That's
8th
right.
grader on the team. That might have been one of the 10 pages I did not print out. But I think you're right. I think there is an 8th grader. He might be the one. And again, we've talked about that. That's a big plus for these combo schools. 7th and 8th, can play varsity sports.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just think about that. You got a kid
That's a great advantage.
by the time they're junior, senior, got 4 years under their belt.
I think that's totally how you
Man,
hold
so I can't even imagine being in 8th grade, being on a varsity field.
I'd be scared to death.
I was probably half his size at 8th grade too.
I would be scared to death.
Oh
to
my
get up
gosh!
there.
Yeah. Nice stop. Very impressed by. Is that no? It's not Williams. What's his name behind the plate? Number 65. Now is that they changed the? Okay, so I think
Changed catcher.
yeah, because the pitcher went to catcher. I'm sorry, catcher went to pitcher, because that's Williams. So talk about multi-talented. Did a really good show as a catcher. Now he's pitching. This is 65 catching. The legs popped it up a little bit, and the pitcher caught the ball.
That's okay, Leo.
Well, I think when these kids from Jones, when they become seniors, I think it's going to be a good team.
And
They're young,
hopefully
real
they
young
stay around. And so Tigers, I think, put up 12 maybe that inning.
I knew my dad liked me.
Hey, at least you got one person that comes from your Preston Fox.
Exactly. I got to thank my friend Brett Stedman. He follows Press Box Overtime. I gotta make sure that Brett knows the umpire on the left, Demetrius Green. He's in our graduating class. So the class of, I'm not going to mention, so they know how we're represented pretty good tonight.
Hey, I think this is like more time I spent on this campus than I did my senior year.
Yeah. All right, my friend. Thanks, Brett, for stopping by.
They have a slaughter rule.
5 innings. Yeah. See you, Brett.
She said, "Where's her
As my good
dad?"
friend Brett Stebbin went to school together. Him and I, Demetrius Green, graduated together. I think our class had 365. Again, back in the day, Cocoa had 2,000 students. My wife, 2 years younger, they had over 600 in their graduating class. If you just joined us, again, Orlando Jones here at Cocoa. They played about a week ago. Cocoa beat them 15-2. Today it's 14-0. But again, hats off to Coach Moore and Orlando Jones. This is his 3rd year. First 2 years, they did not win a game. They beat Orlando Evans on the 27th last week, 13-12. So I'm sure that had to be a great feeling winning your first game after 3 years. And they've scored 23 runs the last 2 games. So again, you know what? It's a process, like Doug and I were talking, and they're headed in the right direction. We talked a little bit about Coach Solis, changed the program around when he was a coach and athletic director up the road at Space Coast, who they play next week. They went to 3 district championships, won 1. All 3 years they went to regional. And 2 years ago, the Tigers, 3 years ago they won 1 game. 2 years ago they won 1 game. Last year, his first year here, they won 5. Probably on their way to winning their 3rd game. So again, hats off to both coaches, heading in the right direction, building a program, and in this world of portal and soon to be NIL, it's tough to do. And like Doug mentioned earlier, if you don't have a winning program, a lot of kids don't want to put in the time. They want to chase the ring instead of, building a foundation that maybe others might be able to chase that. We talked a little bit earlier, just so you know, if anybody's watching in Orlando, next week, let me see here, on the 5th, which I believe is Tuesday, the Orlando Jones will be at Colonial, and then 2 days later, on Thursday, they will be hosting Colonial. So 2 games next week for Jones, both against Colonial. For the Tigers, next Tuesday, they're going to be at Space Coast. Again, that is where Coach Solis did coach at before. And then next Thursday, they'll be right back here at Cocoa High School, 7 o'clock first pitch against the War Eagles of Astronauts. So both teams have 2 games next week. Both teams have a away game and a home game. And again, we mentioned a little bit earlier, this game is in honor of Larry Makela, passed last year, was a coach, was an official, was a volunteer. He worked with a good friend of mine, James Rowe, and I don't know, I saw Coach Rowe here earlier. James Rowe was a basketball coach here, won a state championship 04-05, and then he moved over to golf. And the golf program, I think, won district this year. Just amazing things that he's done with a great group of people. A couple of things that Coach Rowe was nice enough to send me. He met Larry when Larry was an official, and James was the coach at Cocoa High School. James said he yelled at him a lot, but then they became friends anyway. And Larry ended up being on Coach Rowe's coaching staff in basketball, coached with him for 9 years. Then he went and coached golf with James before his passing. Same thing that other people have told me. Larry loved his family and friends. He would have cookouts on Sundays, bring players over to watch players from the football and basketball teams to watch the NFL. Had a heart of gold, do anything to help somebody, very dependable. And again, that's the constant theme that I hear. Nice hit by Orlando Jones. First person on. They got a new pitcher for the Tigers. But again, just a little bit more about Larry, who we are honoring here tonight. If you just joined us, his wife Laura threw out the first pitch to her son, the starting pitcher, Thomas. So that was number 5. That was, let me find him on my sheet here. That was Malachi Porter. Got a nice hit. We do have a new pitcher in. I believe that's Brock, number 12, is now pitching. And first pitch got a single. So Orlando in Jones, top of the 4th, no outs. They have a runner on first. Up, going to try to steal second. Throw does not go down. You know what? I don't know if you saw that or not. As the Orlando Jones base runner stole second, shortstop walked over to him and shook his hand. That was pretty cool. And I'm sure, yeah. Another nice hit. Right up there, too. Oh, he's going to try to get him at third. They got him in. Oh, he's going to go. Yeah. Did he? You got him. That might have been out of the baseline, yeah. So heads up play by the shortstop, though, to throw over to third. And get the runner out. But again, nice hit by number 5. Wow. I believe was Malachi Porter. Yeah, you're right. If you, when it's, and that's kind of the rule of thumb. If it's on that side, right. And even if it was to the second baseman with first base open, maybe look like you're going to run so they can try to get the guy on first. But it was a nice hit by Porter. Pass ball. Runner going to second. The ball.
Damon Tillman, number 2, right. Orlando Jones.
again, we got a new pitcher in, a new catcher. So again, if there's a positive with these type of games, it allows you to put kids in that in a close game they're not going to see any playing time.
Right. Great opportunity. I mean, that makes the coach feel good when he gets home and
Right.
thinks about the game and get the kids in.
Right.
I mean, they work hard.
Sure they
hard
do.
at practice.
Absolutely.
It's great to get them in.
Nice cut. What did my battery? There we go. That was one thing we learned, I think, when we did our first baseball game. We bring our battery packs. We're down to about 34%, just plugged in the battery. And we didn't really think about that the first baseball game we did, and the game ended early. Nice hit. Oh, nice throw.
Throw by the catcher.
Now, you know more about this. That's a tough throw for a catcher. Somehow you've got to get it around that base runner.
Right, you got to step to the inside where you can get a clear shot.
Would that be the norm? Step on the inside. Okay. So good play. Did the runner move? No, runner stayed at second, which really didn't have a choice in that matter. So we got one out. Runner at second. Batting for Orlando Jones, we have number 2, Damon Tillman. Something makes me think he got a hit earlier today.
I think he did earlier.
Nice cut.
Nice pitch by the pitcher.
Yeah. Again, brand new pitcher. I think he was up for the first time last. He got an RBI last time he was up. And you know as well as I do, as you start getting into the middle of the season, district play, some of these opportunities probably won't present themselves for these kids to play. So it's good that they have the opportunity.
Yeah, it's good that you can put them in early in the season.
Right.
And develop them.
This is Jerome Williams. He's had a good day today. Listen, did great behind the catcher's plate. Pass ball. Gonna run to third.
What are you looking for, Kyle?
But I'm just telling you right now, as far as I'm concerned, the young man at the plate did a great job at catcher, went in to pitch. He's my player of the game for Jones. Just
MVP for Jones.
Just the effort he's made. I don't know what grade. I'm like you. A lot of these guys look young, so hopefully they stay and just continue to build on a good thing.
Yeah, there's some good-looking kids over there.
Yeah.
Big kids.
And we talked about this earlier today, I think before we went on. A lot of it is what kind of feeder, what kind of rec Little League programs, if you don't have one in your area, you're not going to have a lot of kids coming to your school that know how to play baseball.
Exactly.
And again, as big as Orlando is with, I think, 24 high schools, I don't know much about their feeder schools, but when you look around us, you look at Vieira High School with the great Little League programs they have, that feeds into the high school.
Rockledge, great Little League.
Exactly. And I'm like you, Coco used to play right here behind us. And I'm not,
great.
yeah, I don't, again, they might still, and I'm just not aware of that. They had Coco North, I think we had a couple different leagues back in the day. We got 3 balls, 1 strike. Oh, that was a nice pitch. Again, this is a backup pitcher, number 12, Brock. Got an RBI, the last inning coming up. So I'm going to see, I don't know if I have all the pitching stats just to see if he's pitched much. I've got something. Let me see. Brock. I don't see too much on him. So again, this could be one of his first opportunities to... Oh, look at here. They had the squeeze play on and they scored. How about that play? Wow. But run doesn't count, right? Because they got the third out.
Right.
Oh. I'm impressed, though. Had the squeeze play on. The guy
Yeah.
scored, just got him out at first. So, again, you mentioned this earlier. Both teams the coaches continue to coach no matter what the score is. So that was a good play.
Yeah, it was a good play by the first baseman. Makela was.
Yeah, I think Thomas is playing first base now, as far as that goes. But yeah, that was a nice. Like I said, I don't know if I caught it on camera or not, but when the Orlando Jones kid stole second, the Coco kid went up and high-fived him. Again, it's both teams have had their struggles over the years, so they kind of both understand where each other is,
Right, yeah.
and
Good to show
Yeah.
sportsmanship
Sure,
like that.
right.
It's,
kind of like Coco Rockledge football games. You
Yeah.
all- Oh no, wait, I got that confused with somebody else. So, number 21. We got to make sure we. Yeah, is on the list. I don't know.
let's see here.
All right.
Oh, Bird. Yeah, Bird.
Okay, freshman.
What's the first
Miss Bird, what's your first name?
Isabel.
Isabel.
name? Isabel? Bird.
Going in for Andrew.
And Bird, correct? Last name? Okay.
Cool.
So, you still got a kid playing sports, playing volleyball.
Honestly, I'd rather be
Get ready to go to four-year school next year.
Yeah, she's going to Mansfield University.
That's
In New Hampshire,
wow.
which is 10 minutes away from my son's
How about that?
work and house.
And you've had what 5 kids play?
5 kids.
Five. All play sports.
All played
All of them
high
play
school,
college. Yeah.
and pro. So I've been blessed
Yeah.
for sure
Yep.
to have some great kids. And,
Luckily, they have the athletic mom.
yeah, their mother was really good at it. And they have her brains too. because
Yeah,
they're all
yeah.
Great academically. So
Yeah,
I'm very proud of
exactly.
all of them.
And
like
you've
you've got
Yeah.
2 great kids yourself.
Linda and I are blessed. And you mentioned grades. I have to say, of all the things that both my son Ethan and daughter Devin accomplished, they both graduated in the top 10% of their class, and that's hard to do. I mean, for any kid, not just mine,
definitely,
but because they're there in the morning working out. Then they got 7 classes. Then they got practice or a game, and sometimes they're not home till 10 o'clock. So, for kids watching, and Coach Cook could tell you, if a coach is interested in you and calls your coach at high school, the first question they ask is your GPA, because that's the breaker. If they don't know your GPA, there's no use talking. So these kids out here, and I've seen some GPAs. I think Cocoa High School's GPA was, their football team was over 3. I mean, it's great to see that they brag about that. So hats off to all these young student athletes that juggle 7 classes and do all this after hours, and to the coaches that, as we know, just what did you get paid per hour?
3 cents. It was 3 cents an hour back then. That's for coaching.
Oh man! But you know what? You wouldn't have it any other way. And when our kids are gone, I didn't really realize how much I missed it till I saw somebody wearing their number the next year. Then it was like, okay, wow.
Got number 22 Graves up.
22 Graves.
Bird on deck.
And young lady on deck, Isabella Bird. She's a freshman, and she is on deck here at the Cocoa High School Bay. That's a great thing to see.
Yeah, it's great to see a young
really
lady
is.
playing
Yeah.
Baseball. Now, we had a young lady in Satellite that played Little League,
Okay.
and she played travel ball with us. She was the best baseball player in Satellite Beach.
Wow.
And she ended up playing soccer in high school.
Well,
She was something else. Pitcher, shortstop.
you've had some pretty good softball girls from the Satellite Beach area that went on to,
Absolutely.
Hall of Fame status, and I mean, back in the 70s and 80s, just amazing.
Amazing program.
Yes, absolutely. Graves, number 22 up. We are in the bottom of the 4th. Tigers are up by 14. I did ask Coach Cook earlier because I wasn't sure. The run rule, you have to play 5 innings. So, and even though it's 10 runs, you got to play the 5 innings no matter how many runs are scored. And that's kind of where we're at now. Talked a little bit earlier about the pitcher. Jerome Williams did a great job behind the plate and has done a good job pitching. He's just and batting. He's been the workhorse today. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 4th ball. Puts Graves on. So now, number 21, freshman Isabella Bird coming up to bat. This is awesome. Great to see this. And, you know, a lot of times 10, 11, 12 years old, girls and boys kind of at the end, they start to break away. For her to still be, I mean, that's very impressive because by now they've chosen the
first time I've ever seen this.
I haven't either. Yes. No.
Long life on this planet. A young lady playing baseball on high school.
Good for her.
That's really cool.
It is, and like you say, because by now they then the talent gets a little where they start going to the softball. So to stay here on Baseball Diamond, I've never seen it. I'm impressed.
I've never seen it.
Again, a freshman, Isabella Bird, got 1 strike on her. And again, here's a freshman playing varsity sport. Mm-hmm. You know, could be here 3 years from now as a senior. Nice cut. Nice cut.
Nice
Good
swing.
cut. Yep.
Pulled her head out a little bit, but you know, baseball and golf, you know, you got to keep your head. You got to keep your head in there. You got to watch the ball hit the bat. Same thing with the golf club. You got to watch the ball hit the golf club, or if you don't, you got to top it. You know.
Sure.
Here, the same thing. You got to keep that head in there. She pulled her head out a little bit, but nice swing.
Yep. All right, good eye. You know, when I was, I had to umpire down in South Florida when I coached Little League because we didn't have any umpires, or not enough. So as a coach, you had to do, I think it was 1 or 2, and you were the only umpire. There was nobody else. It was just you. Let me tell you, when it was a full count, I wanted them to swing. I did not want to have to call that ball.
Yep.
I wanted them to swing.
Yeah, when I umpired, I always told him, I said, I'm going to call it real close. If you don't swing,
yeah, right.
I'm going to call it strike.
Yeah, if
So
you can
swing the
reach
bat.
it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, swing the bat.
So they gave us a 4-hour course at the Bucky Dent Baseball School in Delray Beach. The only thing that stuck to my mind was the guy said, call it fast and call it loud. If you hesitate, they're going to eat you up. Oh, nice cut. All right.
You got to be assertive, that's for sure.
Right. And then the other thing they taught us too is if it's a 3rd strike, immediately start cleaning off the plates and look busy. And that's the only thing I remember. I'm going to be loud and I'm going to be fast.
And at the end of the game, run fast.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Nowadays,
park in the back.
Yeah, run fast.
All right, we got Jones back up. He's had a good game. We got a runner on first. We've got 1 out, bottom of the 4th. Pass ball, runner going to second. Tigers up by 14. Again, these two teams played on February 21st. Tigers won 15-2. But impressed with Jones. The last 2 games, they've scored a total of 23 runs. So, again, you know, they're and they won their first game a couple of weeks ago in 3 years. So that's all you can look. That's all you can hope for is just improvement.
They're a young team.
Yeah,
They're trying really hard. So you got to hand it to them. At least they're out here.
Exactly, competing, right.
Not behind a computer playing a game.
You know, I mentioned earlier, when I played tennis here at Cocoa, didn't start playing until I was a junior. I was first number 1 on JV, which basically means I played a couple matches and didn't get a letter. The next year I played varsity. And again, we only won 1 match, but you know, there were times, got hit. There were times when, it got to you, but the 5 of us looked at it this way. We were the best 5 that there were at the high school. We're going to give 100%, and we weren't ashamed of anything.
That's all a coach can ask. You know, when I coached, I told my kids, all I want you to do is give me 110%. I don't care what the scoreboard says, as long as you give me 110%.
You know, it's funny you said that. When I was fortunate enough to, now this is Thomas. Is he a switch hitter or did he bat left-handed?
No, this is Makela.
Yeah, this is Makela. Tom, I don't know. He might be. I don't know if he batted left last time, or I missed
I
it.
don't think he's been up. I think he was DA.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah,
Because
you
he's
might be
pitching.
right. Gotcha. Yep,
He's
yep.
a right-handed pitcher and a left-handed batter.
You know what? I think Coach Solis told me that. Holy mackerel.
It's unusual.
Jeez. I can't even write my name with my left hand, let alone try to bat. Or I remember at PE class at BCC, Coach Oler. Oh, nice cut over the head.
That's a name from the past.
Coach Oler, yep. His son was a good player out at, I think, Cocoa Beach. But we had to do left-handed layups. Oh, my gosh. Thank goodness they didn't have TikTok back then. It was embarrassing. Holy. But I tell you, by the time that class was over, I could do a left-handed,
Yeah.
It started out ugly, but it ended up pretty good.
Oh, yeah. This,
We got 2 strikes on Thomas. Again, starting pitcher tonight. His father was honored. Pre-game ceremony when his mom threw out the first pitch to him. A little high. He passed, unfortunately, unexpectedly last year. And again, just so impressed with everything I've read about him. And he left his mark, and that's all you can do. Is make the most of it. And God bless him. God bless his family. And fortunate to be here tonight for this game. So we got a runner on first and second. That looked pretty good. That was a nice pitch. Yeah, nice pitch.
well, his grandfather, like you were
Yeah,
talking
right,
before,
yeah.
was an official football
Exactly.
player. I
Yeah.
knew him
Yeah.
from football
Ain't that
and everything
something?
else,
Right.
basketball.
Yeah. For 30 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, you had to cross paths with
Yeah.
him. Yeah. And I'm sure you probably gave him cookies before every game.
Yeah, yeah. He never yelled at him at all. Never yelled.
Oh, jeez. Nice little shot, little bingo there. Oh, you got to go to third. Nobody's covering third. Called him out at first. Third out. You know, my dad, he coached baseball and basketball in Virginia. Didn't coach when he came down here. And, you know, people used to ask me, do you hunt, do you fish, do you surf? And I didn't because my dad did. Do you love sports? I did because my dad did. But he used to tell me in coaching, when he would argue, it wasn't to get that call changed. It was to let the ump know, I got the next one.
Right.
You know, and that was his philosophy, that the next call is going to go my way. So I don't know if you had that same philosophy or.
Yeah, I mean the officials they can't see
Right, you can't.
everything,
Yeah,
you know.
they're not going to go. Okay, John, we're going to change that.
Yeah, I mean I read Vince Lombardi books. You know, he was.
yeah.
And, you know, Vince Lombardi always said, you know, winning isn't everything; it's the only thing.
Right.
So
Right.
I hated to lose.
Yeah, I know.
And you know, winning is contagious. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like losing.
Yeah.
If it's a habit. If
Right.
you accept it, that's what's
Right.
going to happen.
Right.
So you're either a winner or you're a loser, and you got to pay the price. It's a mental game too as well.
Right.
And great coaches, you know, they stress that to their players.
Right.
You know, it's not acceptable. Losing is not acceptable. And I mean, you know, some coaches they didn't really care that much, but other coaches,
Right.
you know, and I could name, you know, Gerald Odom, I could
Yeah.
name
Right.
some,
Oh, Brevard's had of
Other
all
coaches,
sports,
you know, in
plethora.
this
Yeah.
area, you know, they were winners.
Yeah.
You know, they
No,
were
I-
winners. There's something special about
Right.
you know, Nick Saban, you know,
Right.
Bobby Bowden, you know, it's just,
Right. Oh yeah, Bobby Bowden.
Go on and
yeah.
on about
Right.
these guys. They're winners.
You know, one thing, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Vince Lombardi said this, he never lost a game, he just ran out of time.
Right.
I thought that was classic, you know. We didn't lose, just I thought it was a 65-minute game or
He was a
whatever.
great coach. And
Yeah.
I mean, just
You know, and I was listening to ESPN one morning, I like to watch it get up, and they were talking about the GOAT. You know, unfortunately, the 50s and the 60s and even some of the 70s, before Facebook, before social media, there were some great players that just, because, you know, West Coast scores you didn't know until 2 days later. Vince Lombardi. We forget how great he was and how great the Packers were and the Browns before them and the Giants and
Right.
that we just don't, you know, that I vaguely remember, but I read up on them a lot. So we got the top of the fifth. It's 14-0. Coco, correct me if I'm wrong, unless Orlando Jones scores 5 runs. This will be the last at bat.
This will be it.
Okay, so again, 10-run rule, but you have to play those 5 innings.
We have to remember that, you know, we had Houston Astros here.
That's right.
Coco,
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't that great? Oh my gosh.
I remember seeing Johnny Bench.
Oh.
Pete Rose.
Oh,
all
sure.
those guys come to town to play here in Coco.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, it was awesome.
Those are exciting days.
You know, I remember, and funny, so Astros had Joe Pepitone, and he was one of the first ones to do a commercial. He did like a hairspray kind of commercial.
Right.
They had the Alou brothers. They had the Knuckleballers. Who was that threw the
Necros.
Had the Necros. I mean, even just the Astros had some great players. I still got some baseball signed. I can't tell you who the names are on it.
Yeah, we'd go to games there all the time.
Oh my gosh,
in West
yeah.
Coco.
No,
Stadiums.
absolutely.
Just a great time.
Yeah. All right, so we got a runner on first. No outs. Orlando Jones, again, down by 14, top of the fifth. They need to score 5 to extend the game due to the 10-run rule after 5.
This is
Or
Johnson up the back. Looks like number 42.
let me see what we got here. Or 42 or 44. 42 is Johnson. There is no 40. Pretty sure there's no 44. So this is Johnson.
42.
Yep.
It's got to be Johnson.
Yep.
His first time up.
Yeah. Taking a couple cuts. No outs. Oh, runner's going to steal second. Oh, it's going to make the throw. Now, that's what we were talking about. Really didn't have a chance to get him, but got some practice throwing the ball out there. I like that. Yeah, it was a good throw. Yep.
Throw down the second
Yep.
base by the catcher.
Good throw on his part. Still got Brock in pitching. Came in last inning after Thomas Makela, who will get the win for tonight. Up, going to third. And listen, we talked about them having speed. You know, listen, Orlando Jones came to play, and that's all Coach Moore can ask.
I
And
believe he was on third before the ball got.
I think so, yeah, right.
I just saw a blur.
I know, exactly.
That is some speed.
So good for him. So we got 3 balls, no strikes. Again, let me remind myself. Brock, he's a junior, pitching. This is his second inning. Yeah, that was a strike. That was a cut.
Starting to get settled in.
Yeah. And again, we talked about it, you know, and again, we got a backup catcher, and I know you better, you know, got to be a little synchrony between the pitcher and the catcher. Maybe it takes an inning to figure all that out. Oh, nice cut. Full count. Runner on third. That is number 12, Nathaniel Pierre. Looking to try to get across the plate for the first run for Jones. 1 out. Nice strikeout by Brock. Coming up, I think we've got number 8, and this is Joshua Wiggins. Again, trying to bring in a run for Orlando Jones as they are down by 14. 1 out, top of the 5th. Nice stop.
Brock.
Nice pitch by Brock. Oh, nice stop by the catcher. Number 17, Chiarelli. He's a junior. That saved a run. That would have been a pass ball. And I know number 12, Nathaniel Pierre, would have, like I said, he was on third before I looked up. Oh, nice hit. Little bingle. And he's going to score. That's going to get an RBI. Is he going to beat it out? He sure did. So Orlando Jones, thanks to Nathaniel Pierre, is on the board. and that's an RBI by number 8, Joshua Wiggins. Cocoa High leads 14-1. And listen, I'm glad they got a run across. Get the donut off the board.
Moral victory, right?
Yeah, but you know what? It's like I say, unless a miracle happens, this is probably the last inning, and there's been no quit in Orlando Jones. Again, very impressed with Cocoa tonight. I think I wrote it up here. Before tonight, they've scored 44 runs and given up 15. So right now, they have scored 58 runs and given up 16, as they more than likely will move to 3-1. They're averaging 15 runs a game. And I don't care, people can say, well, look at who they played. You know what? You're still scoring 15 runs. And you're playing a high school varsity team. You can't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, victory's a victory.
Exactly.
I don't care who you play at this level.
Foul ball.
We got Jeff Vincent up here.
Number 6. I don't know. I don't think we've called his name. No.
That's his first time
Yeah.
up.
Good for him. He's got 2 strikes on him. Again, 1 out. Runner on first for Orlando. They pushed another nice stop by the catcher. I've been impressed with all the catchers tonight. There have been some pass balls, but there's some you can't do anything about. But
Right, yeah, wild pitch.
man,
Blame the pitcher for some of
yeah,
this.
I got to take a little responsibility.
Exactly.
Vincent's got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Oh, nice cut. That's all right. Oh, trying to get him at first. Nice throw down.
Andrew, I like you. I like you.
That's a strikeout for Brock. 2 outs. 1 out away from moving Cocoa High to 3-1. This is number 1. And this is, okay, Juan, yep. So 1 run on, 2 outs, score is 14-1. He's got it. Is he going to throw him out at first? He did. And that's the ball game. Nice play by the catcher.
Good play, boy.
And that's the game. At the end of 5, Cocoa Tigers win 14-1. Again, great game by the Tigers. I think good pitching, good catching. And again, it's been a tough few years for Orlando Jones, but as that last inning showed, they came to play. And I got to give them hats off.
I sure did.
We'll see you, Mr. Green. Nice game, fellas. All right, take care. We'll see you again. All righty.
It's great to see Cocoa win some ball games here. I know.
Yeah, right. And let's not forget, they've had some lean years too. So, again, the 2 years before Coach Solis came here, they won 2 games in 2 years, and already he's won 8. So, again, and we talk about the portal and students staying around as they all shake hands and stuff. That's good. It's so again, both teams trying to build their program. Coach Moore meeting with his team. But you know what? Like you said, they all swung the bat. They all ran hard. That's all you can ask.
When we see 2 teams that are building their program,
Right.
and Cocoa Tigers came out on top.
Yeah, they sure did. Nice. So again, after, let's see, they're 3-1. So in 4 games, they've scored 58 runs, almost 15 runs a game, and given up 16. And just a reminder for Jones fans, next week you're at Colonial on Tuesday, hosting Colonial on Thursday. For the Cocoa Tigers, you are at Space Coast on Tuesday and hosting Astronaut on Thursday. With the loss, Jones moves to 1-3, and with the win, Coach Solis and the Cocoa Tigers move to 3-1. If you're new to Press Box Overtime, again, we got a Facebook group, a little bit under 400. We do it out of passion. We do high school here locally, talk about college sports, a little bit of pro. Hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll be doing some more games before the season's over. Also on Twitter, which is now X. And again, post stuff about your team, post stuff about your players, because that's what we like to see. and pick out some games like this that we like to go to. Closing thoughts, Coach, before we go home and have an ice cream sandwich?
Well, I can't wait for that, but I'm just happy for the Cocoa Tigers. You know, I've got some Tiger blood in me and great memories of Cocoa High School. I'm just glad to see Coach doing a great job over here, developing the program and bringing it back to the status that it once was. I'm really happy for him and the community.
Yeah, you know, and we talked a little bit about that. Again, Coco's had some lean years just like Jones has. Coach Solis has already won 8 games in a year and a quarter, where they won two games a year before that. And again, it's ebb and flows, you know, as far as we know how good the football program is. And again, we certainly want to be non-committal during a broadcast. As an alumni, it was a good game by the Tigers, and they should be proud of the win, and hats off to Coach Moore and best of luck to him. Speaking of ice cream sandwiches, this all started a couple years ago when Doug and I were doing a satellite high school game, and we remembered, I don't know how, being young kids, that if you got the foul ball, right, and you ran it back to the concession stand, you got your choice of treats, and for us it was an ice cream sandwich. So
that's our favorite.
That was our favorite. I don't know. I might have to bring a ball from home and just see if I can sneak it up there and maybe get me an ice cream sandwich or not. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Again, tonight was a special night in honor of Larry Makela Jr., who passed last year. Coach, official, friend to everybody. We're honored to have called the game. His wife Laura threw out the ceremonial pitch to her son, the winning pitcher tonight, Thomas. And again, we got some more games coming up. We'll keep you posted. Follow us again on Pressbox Overtime on Facebook and Twitter. And that's it for us tonight. We get home in time to watch some Netflix or something. And we got our Florida Gators playing, I think, Arkansas in basketball tomorrow. Baseball is in full swing. College sports, I love the spring with softball and lacrosse. So
Great time of year.
we enjoyed it. For Doug Cook, I'm Bill Maharis. This is Pressbox Overtime. We hope you enjoyed the game. And again, remember, sports, it is more than just a game. And tonight was the epitome of that. Good night, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. And hey, we'll see you soon.